Here we go!
I said, yo, what's good, everybody? I'm Amara. This is Amara's Logic. Got a new video for you today. Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news. Live edition. Before we get into it, you know the spiel. Comment, like, subscribe, and share this electrifying content with the people. Y'all saw the title. We've been talking about this in post in the chat for a little bit. Just wanted to go live and talk with friends and family. And first and foremost, salute to friends and family of Bucks Nation. Salute. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Just talk about kind of the end of the season for the Bucks, how things ended, what we need to look forward to in the offseason, and changes that we need to make. And we can clearly also see the Pacers are maybe a better team than we give them credit for. They just went ahead and won on their first game on the road in Cleveland. So we got to give them credit. We didn't lose to no scrubs, because there clearly is going to be a real series with Indiana Pacers versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. But let's talk about this Bucks talk. We ended the season yet again in the first round. We have a lot to talk about here, y'all. A lot to talk about. It was a lot of emotion in the last live. A lot was said, and I think we just needed a couple days to cool off and really figure out what we need for this team. And first and foremost, before we talk about players, contracts, and all of that, we need to understand if Doc is going to be the coach moving forward, because we need to make sure we obviously we need to get a team and build it around Giannis, but we need to have also the type of players that can work with player system is, because otherwise it's going to be crazy. I just don't get it. I feel like we should still be playing, y'all. I'm not going to even hold y'all. I feel like we should still be playing. This is absolutely ridiculous. And then I want to also get into the actual data as far as the players and the contract, because I think that's key, so we can have realistic expectations of what we need in the offseason and who can leave and who we can bring in. But before we get into all that, I want to shout everybody in the chat. I'm going to open up the lines right. Check this audio. Give me 1 second. All right, my bad, y'all. We should be good right now. Let me know in the comment section, how is the audio now. We should be legit. Friends and family, let me know in the chat. We good audio, y'all? Let me know in the chat. Looks like we good, though. I'm going to put the link in the chat here early as well, so we can chop it up with friends and family. But we do need to make some changes on this squad. We need to definitely make some changes on this squad, bro. Like, it's just enough. I gotta be real. As much as we love Bobby Portis, I believe we need to move on for Bobby Portis. I do believe we need to move on from Torian Prince, and I believe we need to move on from Brooke. Under any circumstances, I feel like these players need to be removed from the team, because though they do have positives, they are long in the tooth and they are unable to defend. And we need to be able to defend. We definitely need to be able to defend. Like, that's key. As you can see, defense wins championships, and our defense this year was a leaky faucet, and we had no identity, no system. So we're gonna need to get some wings in here that can defend. We need a similar makeup to like what Minnesota has for their wings, like McDaniels. Somebody that can guard and has some offense but plays high IQ basketball. We need to raise the IQ of this team. We make too many mistakes down the stretch in games and just throughout games. We have to tighten that up, and I believe that starts with the coach. I believe the first thing we need to do. We obviously know that we could stop all of the fire Jon Horst and all of that noise because we know good and well he got an extension, so that's done. But what we can discuss is it's yet another first round exit for the Bucks under the leadership of Doc Rivers when he had more than enough time, a full season under the helm, and had most of the team was healthy besides Dame obviously in the playoffs, which was big, and he did nothing. I think for this team to grow, Doc Rivers has to go. And excuse me, y'all. And I know that y'all gonna say, "Hey, we gotta stop firing coaches." It's like that. You're not gonna marry the first person you date. Sometimes you gotta date multiple women till you find the right one. We gotta hire multiple coaches till we find the right fit. It just is what it is. We're no longer paying Budenholzer, so that's off the books. So we either need to remove Doc from his position or we need to put Doc in the front office. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's it, period. Period. And we also need to find a way to maintain and keep Kevin Porter Jr. And we also need to keep Gary Trent Jr. And then we can move on from there. And Jericho Sims. I think we need to bring those three back. For sure, we need to bring those threes back. And I'm assuming that the contract of dumping Brooke Lopez will be able to resolve that issue. Y'all gonna let me know in the comment section. Let me shout out everybody in the chat too before we really get into it here. Link to join us in the chat. What up, humble gentlemen? Appreciate you popping in, bro. Jonathan Porter, what's good? Brandon King Carter, what's good? Gibson Nicholas, what's good? Shout out to the Bahamas. Luke Lipinski, what's good? Emma, what's good? Appreciate you tapping in. HP Truck Lines, what's good? Eli, what's good? Matt B, what's good? Ace Dragon, appreciate you tapping in. Brandon King Carter, what up, bro? Derek Stevenson in the building. James, what's good? Jimmy Roller, Boy Mommy, what's good? King Temp, what's good? Appreciate you. Carrie, Greg Delaney in the building. What's good, y'all? Hey, Tehran, shout out to Tehran. The Bahamas in here strong. Mr. 414, what's good? T, what's good? Appreciate y'all tapping in. Let's get to some of these comments. So we going to open up these lines here. The link is in the chat. What up, Jeff Riley? Mr. 414 in the building. What's good? Hey, we was crashing out that last live. The last live was wild, and I apologize for the earlier audio issues, y'all. Sometimes things happen, but I think we good now. My apologies. The Bucks. They just break our heart. They just been breaking our heart. Besides the 2021 season, this team ain't been doing nothing but breaking our heart. Injury after injury. This Dame Achilles thing is crazy. I'm hoping he can come back. He's saying a lot of fly motivational stuff on his Twitter. So I think he gonna hit that rehab as hard as possible. Maybe with David Goggins, and I think he gonna come back strong. I really do. Prime time, what's good, bro? Facts. Ha! I knew my man Gibson was gonna tap in. Hey, Gibson said Doc have to go like now. Facts. What up, Teron? Appreciate you tapping in. Boy, mommy, what's good? Well, I'm sorry, love the team, but if we bringing Doc back, I can't watch this season because apparently they giving up. That's a fact. I didn't want to go that hard, boy, mommy. I'm trying to kind of be diplomatic because I kind of crashed out last live. I crashed out a little bit, so I was trying to be diplomatic. But yes, boy, mommy, yes, you are speaking for friends and family in Bucks Nation when you say that. Absolutely. Jeff Riley said if it's a rebuild, he should be removed. But even if it's not a rebuild, even if it's just a reboot, Jeff, Doc hasn't showed us anything that he has done to improve this team, bro. No one can tell me one thing he's done to improve this team or any player that's taken some significant jump in production. He's just there. Stealing money at that. T said, what's good? What's good, T? Derek Stevenson, why is Doc still here? Didn't they have their exit meeting? Bro, I'm so surprised that Doc is still on this team. It's crazy. I'd have thought he'd have been gone by now. This is insane. Gibson, tap you in a sec. Let me get through a couple of these comments, bro. Jeff Riley said, watch Locked On Bucks. If they were saying that if it's a retool, Doc won't be fired, then they're not serious about winning. Jeff, they're not serious about winning. If Doc is still here, we're not serious about winning in any capacity. Mr. 414 was good. Hell yeah, he got to go. How do you wait until the Bucks are facing elimination to make proper changes? Right, bro. That's what I was saying the whole time. Bro. Doc had too many people that had high IQ on that bench for him to be acting the way he was acting. And now it took you 5 games to make an adjustment. Even if it's a retool, why would you want that coach still there? That means you're not serious about winning. We need a young, vibrant mind as a coach. I want Rajon Rondo as the Bucks' next head coach. I don't care what nobody say. I want Rajon Rondo as our next head coach. I'd rather give him a try than use one of these retool head coaches. It's enough of this. So-and-so got fired. Now we want to hire him. Why y'all want somebody else trash? No, let's start off fresh. Let us start fresh. We tried it with Adrian Griffin. It didn't work. That don't mean we shouldn't do it again. I think Rajon Rondo has the basketball acumen, and then he has the respect from the players because he's a champion, and his pedigree has been talked about in his basketball knowledge forever about how he's a savant of the game and all of that fly stuff. So let's get this man a shot. I'm with Rondo, y'all. Y'all let me know in the chat. I'm going heavy with Rondo. King Tep said Doc should go. I'm afraid even with roster changes, his coaching style is not efficient. The team looked very unorganized and tired. Yo. When I be telling y'all, not only is this the best Bucks community on YouTube, when I tell y'all the intelligence level is through the roof, please let me just... King Tep just, boom, summary. I'm afraid even roster changes, his coaching style is not efficient. The team looked very unorganized the entire season. That's all we've been saying. We've seen no growth from this team the entire season. Shout out to friends and family. Damn. Smartest community on YouTube. I got money on it. Smartest community on YouTube on our specific topics. Let's go. Absolutely. That's the thing. I could see giving Doc another chance if he showed any growth. He showed no growth. If anything, we may have regressed low-key. Anything that we did was by the will of the players. They wanted to win that NBA Cup. That had nothing to do with Doc. That was just the players bit down. It's like, we getting to it. We want this money. Period. Bucks is crazy. Just absolutely ridiculous. Get to some more of these comments. The homie Jimmy Roller said, Doc Slithers finessed us, bro. Why isn't he fired already? He definitely finessed. Definitely. What up, Carrie? Hello, man. Salute to Carrie. What up, Ryan Love said, Bucks Nation, what's good? Just chopping it up about how things ended and what we need to do to move forward, bro. Mello, what's good? I fired Doc and made Rondo the coach mid-season. Facts. Facts. What up, Manuel? What's good, bro? The team looks so out of shape. We didn't look like we were in shape mentally or physically, bro. It just is what it is. We just got to move forward and hope that we could get the right personnel and coaching here. Moses said, well, they got that game 1 win against the Cavs at home. Maybe that ain't, but it is what it is. Yeah. Hey, they're a solid team. Clearly, they're a solid team, and they're playing with confidence. That's all I'm saying, Derek Stevenson. We need a 21st century coach. Doc is ancient and vintage. He is. He's very vintage. Very. Dante Flynn, appreciate the $2 super chat. Rondo. I'm telling you, I'm standing on Rondo should be our next coach. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm standing on Rondo. And that's 100%. Jimmy Roller said we should have fired Doc when Denver fired Malone. Yeah, that would have made it okay to me. I know that you're trying to be funny, probably, Jimmy Roller, but low-key, I wouldn't have been mad at that. Ryan Love said if we wasn't paying Bud and Griffin, Doc would be gone. No, we're not paying Bud anymore. We may be paying Griffin, but we're no longer paying Bud. That's 100%. Gibson, you good? All right, let me tap into homie Gibson here. Hold on. What up, Gibson?
Salute to Bucks Nation. Peace and love to everybody in the chat from all the way from the Bahamas. I appreciate the invitation you put
Right.
out last night. I couldn't wait. Where's my guy, Pastor Mendo? Because he's my guy with the facts. And
I don't know.
So,
I put the information out late, so hopefully he'll tap in. But you know he'll be in the comment section.
Amber, I was appreciated for this opportunity because I talked to my boy Teran a little earlier. We was having a wonderful discussion, and I said I was supposed to bring this up in the chat. So I tell him said I was looking at a few coaches the Bucks could hire. Number one on top of my wish list is Rondo. For Rondo off the bat.
Right.
Rondo straight through. And number two, either Mike Brown or Mike Malone. Those three guys right there. What I think, if the Milwaukee Bucks keep this, how should I call it, this politician of a coach.
Right, Mr. Bahamas is in the building, T. You already know Mr. Bahamas is in the building. Salute.
So, Amber, that idiot of a coach, like watching this playoff and how other teams played, and reading other articles about Doc Rivers' history with young players, he rather play the vets more than to play the young guys, Amber. So what really got to me, we have Andre Jackson Jr. is glued to the bench.
Right.
Glued to the bench, which could have used as a perfect weapon to slow down Halliburton, put the ball pressure defense on him, which he refused to use and never made the proper adjustment when needed to be made. So why it makes sense bring him back next season to keep him as a coach for this team? Bucks front office and organization. I know you all is pay attention to this chat, but I'm sending a clear path, straight up message to y'all. If y'all want to win, get rid of that nuisance you all put there as a coach, which I know to my knowledge, he was supposed to never, ever be the coach of this team.
Correct.
Which I know the Milwaukee Bucks, and if ownership did not get involved and let Jon Horst do what he do best as GM, let them hire Atkinson, who was the right coach for this team, we would have had a better opportunity for our other guys on the bench to get a shot. Doc never do that, Amber. So this is my frustration with this organization. It looked like to me they don't care about winning. They care about losing. Because if you care about winning, the minute the Bucks get put out of the playoff, Doc Rivers would have been fired. I was looking for that news for them to say that he is fired. So why is it this idiot still has a job with this team? We want answers. I want answers and find out why is he still here. We don't want an excuse that he did not have a full season. We are not buying that as Bucks fan. We want you out. You have failed to deliver.
Right, and it's the proof is in the pudding, Gibson. Just to interject briefly, you have shown no growth with this team. This team has not gotten any better in any area with Doc Rivers as our coach. We have no identity, no system in 2 years. You gotta go. I know it's money involved, and I understand that's not my money and that's not Gibson money. We understand that. But if you're caring about winning, like Gibson is saying, there's no way you could continue to allow that man to be your coach. You've seen no change in this team in 2 years. The first year was an excuse he came in half a season. So he had a half a season, all of offseason, all of this year, and there was no change. He got to go. That's too much time with no production. You got to go.
Hey, Amber, if Bucks really want to win, they need to take the same pattern what Phoenix Sun did, what Denver did, and what the Grizzlies did, and what the Kings did. See, with Phoenix, the owner, he don't tolerate no foolishness. They give Bud a 4-year contract. You was done out, but you wouldn't even have a full year. You was out, and that's what we need to do.
Hey, Gibbs, you got a little bit of background noise, Gibbs. I don't know if you can move around a little bit. You got a little bit of background noise, but go ahead, Gibbs.
So, Amber, we need to get Doc Rivers off this team. Ownership and management need to get it done. Not today, Like tomorrow, we need to find out he's out of this team because there's no more chances on it. There's no way to say that you bringing this man back for next season. I don't want him on this team.
Giannis is 30. He's on the other side of his career. Respectfully, he's on the other side at 30 now. Giannis. If we want to maximize the back end of Giannis's career, we have to get a coach that's in here that's creative and can take advantage of Giannis's natural gifts and what he excels in. We need to have a coach to get a more pace, play with a faster pace. Look at how Indiana plays. If we had the right players, I would love for us to play like that with Giannis. Just be up and down, up and down. With Giannis's speed and athleticism, we'd be a beast. Even like,
Yeah,
I know we don't like Kuzma, but if we had a different type of pace, I even think Kuzma would be more effective under a different coach because I think he's solid at fast breaks, but he needs to be in positions to be successful. He also gets the ball a lot late in the shot clock and has to take hero shots. We don't have any type of system. There was no chemistry with this team whatsoever. We were talking about worried about the chemistry between Dame and Giannis. This whole team is as a total had no chemistry. Go ahead,
I'm
Gibson.
could I said something?
Yeah.
I get something I was reading last night, and I think this would work if Bucks ownership decided to do it in the offseason. Uh, the best thing for the Milwaukee Bucks to do is instead you have in the next season when the season start back in October again. Instead of having Dame sit on the bench with all that with all that heavy money you'll be paying him, I think the best bet is for the Milwaukee Bucks is to trade Dame. And then my option now is to trade him to Utah, where we get back uh, John Collins, Colin Sexton, and we get some size where we lack size. And for the love of this team, please ownership and Bucks organization do not bring Brook Lopez back on this
Right.
team. He done had his run with us. You didn't get your championship run. Your time is over. Thank you for your service in Milwaukee. It is time for you to leave because when I look at it, some of these guys, we hold on to them too long. We
Right.
hold on to these guys for too long. I think now it is time for a change. I am calling for a change that we have no guys with his hustle on defense, no guys with his fight for the loose ball. They don't do that. Everyone just standing around.
Right.
Giannis doing everything. We
That's a
want
fact.
a different coach. We want a different coach. If they hire a different coach, we want Vin Baker to be going off this team. We want
I
all of
want the
them.
whole coaching staff gone. I don't want none of them to come back. If we
Everyone got
clear them all, none of them are doing anything in my opinion. Get them all out of here.
don't even and don't even promote Darvin Ham as no head coach for this team. Hell no, we don't want Ham because if Ham was such a good of a coach, the
We would have
Lakers would
seen
have
it already. Yeah, I don't want Ham. Like I said,
never
I'll take Rondo over all of them. Period.
all the league. So Bucks organization, please, and Jon Horst, you done screw this mess up. Please, we cannot afford any more screw ups. We want to try to see how best we could rebounce back ourselves. I am tired of this team. Every season we could
What up,
never get
Scales?
past the first round. We could never get past the first round. Giannis never. They say the only time Giannis has made it past the first round was in 2021, and
Mm-hmm.
after that it was just like failures, failures,
Failure.
failures. It ain't looking good, Amber. For great of a player Giannis is, Giannis supposed to at least have at least 5 to 6 conference finals appearance, Amber. To my knowledge, of a good of a talent you got there on that team. Oh man, the
That's why coaching
organization
matters. We have to get the right coaching here, Gibson.
they
We
have
got
to.
to.
They have the ownership have to let Jon Horst do what he do. They don't need to get involved in that. They just need to sit back and let Horst do what he do best. Please get Doc out of this team. That's all I want. I done seen enough. I done had it, Amber. I want him gone. I don't even want him to be a part of this team because why? He lie. He make up a lot of excuses that he wasn't. I
That's
don't
one
want
thing I
him.
don't like about Doc. That he always making up excuses. There's never any accountability from Doc as well. It's always some reason. There's never like, you know what, I should have done this better. I should have done this. There's never any accountability from Doc. But I'm with you 100% on the Brook. As far as moving, Brook has to be going. The game has passed Brook by. I know Brook can
Yep.
shoot the three, and every once in a while he'll get a block. But for say if he had 4 blocks, that means he allowed 30 points. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, the juice isn't worth the squeeze with Brook Lopez. We have to. I'd rather us go all in with Jericho Sims than go back with Brook Lopez. I'd rather have the Jericho Sims and Pete Nance as bigs versus just having Brook. Brook is
Yeah.
such a he hurts us so much defensively, and then offensively he doesn't want to go in the post. He doesn't want to rebound. He just wants to chuck threes all day.
So
Uh,
so so when you so Amber, I really just let's if we could pick up Mike Malone, Rondo. I had Sam Cassell on my list too, because Sam Cassell deserve a
yeah,
shot.
I agree with Sam Cassell. That's a good one. I'm with you on that one. No, that's a good one.
Yeah. Sam Cassell would be the perfect fit for this team. And see, Amber, John Horst need to see. We need to look at this. See, this is not jokes. This is all realness right now. Amber. We dealing with realness because why? Giannis is our cornerstone franchise player. If we did not have Giannis, we don't know where we would have been right now. It's because of Giannis. Pfizer form has been built. Knock
That's a
down the
hundred
bottom.
percent fact. Gibson in his bag on this Sunday, y'all. Go ahead, Gibson.
Because of Giannis. We have Pfizer form has built. Giannis has bring a lot of revenues to the city. We need to find ways to show Giannis that hey, be willing to do everything it takes, Amber, to bring in the right coaches to help
Right,
him win. Let's show Giannis that hey, we are going to make a decision this offseason. We're going to demand change. We're going to make changes fit. We are going to get the right pieces for you to make sure that this don't happen again. The ownership's supposed to be thinking with John Horst, say, how could we make this work so we don't come down this crossroad again? The best way to do that, we have Lopez was on this team for so long. We get rid of players like those with heavy contract.
right.
The thing with Amber, I know that people in this fight is going to eat me alive, but Amber, this is pure facts. Pure facts. You get rid of Lillard, you trade him to a team that, because right now he has an Achilles injury. By the
Right.
time Lillard comes
But let me ask you this:
back,
then, as a team, then why would you take that on?
are you meaning like Utah?
Yeah. Why would you take that? Yeah, if you're Utah, if you're taking an injured 30-some-year-old with an Achilles, why would you?
Man,
That's what I be saying.
Amber,
Sometimes y'all gotta kind of think on the other side. Why would I take that? And then if you were to take that, they would want more than Dame. They would want draft picks because they're taking an injured player. You know what I'm saying?
so
So you got to kind of think about all that as well. And he's getting
right, Amber,
58 million next year.
so Amber, we'll sweeten up that deal by not only sending Dame to Utah, we'll put our 2031 pick in it, so we'll get back two players from Utah. We'll get back John Collins and Colin Sexton. Those guys should be able to help us on because with John Collins, we'll
The
get more size
contracts,
and depth.
okay, all right.
We'll get more size and depth. We'll get more size in depth because we'll have more guys. See with a right coach, we'll switch it up. We could go large or we could go small. We'll put Giannis, maximize Giannis. You could sometimes you play center.
So then
With
who would
Collins,
take
because
our big shots?
that was that one is a really tough question right there, man. Yeah. So we will have to. That's a good one too, man. That's a good one. I ain't thought of that one. That's a good one. But I was just looking
And
at
then you got to need somebody to
Collins.
close. I mean, can close, but he free throws, things like that. You
Right,
got you
right,
got to
right.
think about the whole thing. Maybe Colin
Yeah,
Sexton could do something like that. I don't know, but I know in today's NBA, you got to have a closer. You got to have somebody that
right.
can hit big shots for you down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's definitely important. Hold on 1 second. Let me get my boy Super Chat real quick. Hold on 1 second. I'll tap you in 1 second, Ryan Love. Hold on, bro. No Strays ENT, our favorite op. Appreciate the $4.99 super chat. Peace to the panel. Quick question: what time the Bucks play tonight? Ask it for a
Oh,
friend.
come on.
Uh, hey, you know what? No Strays, your team time is coming. Y'all can't have no $400 million roster and think y'all gonna just keep playing for the next 2, 3. Y'all about to blow it up this summer. Then we gonna see how these conversations go next year. This dude think, yeah, you know what? You on top right now, sir. Pause. You on top. I get it. And you styling on us. But y'all time is coming. Do y'all not see how much y'all paying people? The blow up of the Boston Celtics is coming soon. I'm telling you. But you should enjoy the ride while you have it. I agree. I get it, bro. I get it. Salute to you. I get it. Tap in
So I'm
Ryan
gonna,
Love here. Hold on 1 second, bro. Let me tap in Ryan Love here. He been in the chat for a minute. What's going on, bro?
What's up, bro?
What up? What up? What up? I would see you.
How
You
y'all do?
stayed in.
How
Yeah,
y'all
we can.
doing?
We're pretty good, bro. What's up with you? Go ahead. You got the floor, fam.
I'm good. I'm good, man. Just coming in and just say, we had a good season, man. I've been following the podcast for a couple of years. I think I came in last year when we played
Yeah,
Indiana.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've
You've been
been
around
down
for at
since
least I was gonna
then.
say almost 2 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, you've been around for a
yeah,
minute.
yeah. I like it. I like it. I like the friends and family. I like Mr. Cool. I like Gibson. I like Pass. I like
All right,
everybody, man. Everybody got some
appreciate
good
you.
knowledge, man. I like everybody just talking
All
about the Bucks. This is my favorite team, and
right,
I think we got a chance, man. We just don't need to trade Giannis. We don't need to make the mistake that the Mavs made, and give away our player. Don't make that mistake, Jon Horst, and give away our guy
right,
because he possibly could still want to stay. I don't think it's just over. I
right,
think we got some chances. We got picks. We got a little bit of cap space. Everybody be saying we don't got cap and
right,
we ain't got picks. And I'm like, why they spending these? They be spending these narratives to try to get Giannis out. We do got they swaps, but we got
right.
picks though.
We got picks
So
now. Right,
we will be selecting somebody in the first round. I don't know who it is, but we do got first round picks. And
right.
I think we got about 49 million in cap if Pat opts out. So I mean that's not a whole lot, but we got bird rights on Bobby, which means he don't affect our cap so much. We got the MLE, and they saying something now about if Dame is ruled out all of next season, we can sign somebody to a 1-year max slot. I don't know who would take the max slot, but
I
Dame would.
gotta. I heard some about that too, Ron, but I gotta find some more information. It's been different little
Yeah,
stuff going around about if he out for the year, mid-level exceptions. All I'm not
yeah.
100% sure, but I definitely heard something that something could be done if
Now,
Dame is out all year.
now we do have the $7.2 billion trade kicker from the
Mm,
Kyle Kuzma trade, so we can bring somebody in not making more than 7.2 million.
right.
So we
Okay.
can do that from the Kyle Kuzma deal, and also we have the mid level. I guess everybody know about the mid level, but
Right.
we're gonna probably have to get that to Trent Jr.
Right.
We don't want to give that, and like that leaves now kind of do we do Rollins or do we do KPJ?
And
And
that's the
I try to
thing.
say,
You KPJ.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. He a baller, man. But I like Rollins too, man. I think
Mm-hmm.
and Rollins is they all young talent. So you try to find a way to keep all them guys because they're
Right.
young guys and we don't really have a lot of picks. So I think you keep all your young guys at all costs just because you don't have picks.
Right. Those are our
And Rollins
picks.
is
Those are our picks, kind
exactly,
of.
exactly. So you don't get those away. And I think Giannis and Horst just need to sit down and have a good conversation this summer and look, we could do this, Giannis, but it's gonna take a soft reboot. We have to get Giannis to accept a small reboot. If
Right.
he can just accept a small reboot, we can do this.
He's
I
spitting.
think go ahead.
No, go ahead,
Yeah, for
Gibson.
sure.
I
Go ahead, Gib.
question to my guy right here. But you forget note one part. We have to get Doc Rivers out of here first. You have to
Oh
get him
yeah.
out. Doc have to go
Oh, I agree.
in order for this to work. The Milwaukee Bucks organization have to see that Doc, by bringing in Doc mid-season, it didn't work. We tried
It did.
to see what he could do with this team. It did not work. I think now that we need to go there and get a coach who can maximize our young guys' talent on this team. Doc
Correct.
Rivers wasn't doing that. When we look at it, for an example, how could you have Andre Jackson Jr., who did not even see the floor in this playoff,
Yeah.
glued to the bench? That should have
Glued to
been
it.
right there an assignment on Tyrese Halliburton right there. Jackson would have locked him down, but Doc refusing, stubborn old coach, still have that same old style play from '08. That cannot work. The game is changing. The game is evolving.
Right.
You have to adjust. So,
Yep.
in order for this to work, the Bucks cannot go back into making the same mistake again. We cannot keep repeating ourselves every year after year after year. It is not going to work. You have to get Doc Rivers out. We
For
understand we
sure.
made a mistake.
Yeah,
He
go
got to
ahead,
go.
Ryan.
And I was just gonna piggyback off what Gibson just said. Like
Mm,
when we started 2-8, like the Bucks season turned around when we put Andre Jackson Jr. in the starting lineup. I don't
that's
get like how like they just complete. I know we made a trade and we brought in some better players, but like Andre Jackson was a big part of the season turning around. Like I didn't get how Doc just went completely away from that. I know he has his offensive limitations, but the way Kuzma played, like offensively, like you could have just went ahead and used Jackson. I mean,
Right.
like because at
That's a
least you would have
fact.
had
Yeah,
elite defense. Like,
that's
because I would
true.
have took the elite defense over whatever Kyle Kuzma was doing out there, you know. Like, and I think Kuzma would be better off the bench. Like I think that's just his true role as a
Hmm.
bench player. I think we could still use Kuzma. I don't want to just give up on Kuz like that because I think
Right.
he's still a big body. He's young enough. I mean, I think that's our kind of was our problem from the start of the season. We was too old. And I think like giving Kuz, you know, like
True.
another chance of an off season and more chemistry. I don't think he played 50 games all together with the Bucks, like from the
Hmm.
deadline until the end of the season. So I don't, that's not enough time like for NBA chemistry. Like you can't just expect people to everybody ain't a plug and play player. Like Drew Holiday, he a plug and play player. Like Kyle Kuzma not
Right.
a plug and play guy. Like Holiday can fit on any team. You can't pick Kuzma on anything.
Right.
So, like every guy ain't a plug and play guy. So, I think sometimes, you have to go back and look at your guys like, okay, who I got on my bench, who coming back next year? Tyler Smith, you got what's
And
my
that's
man
another
name?
player we want to see more. I'm glad you brought up Tyler
Yeah.
Smith. That's another player the Bucks fans want to see more of because of his outside shooting. So we feel he could
Oh
be a
yeah.
stretch four in the making if he gets time. He just needs to get time on
I,
the floor. That's another reason, low key, I want Bobby gone because I feel like Tyler Smith has a higher IQ and he can give you a lot of what Bobby gives you with the outside shooting and the rebounding. And I feel like
oh
he'll
yeah.
be a smarter player if we can get him more time. But Bobby has to go for some of these players to develop. Even Jericho Sims, he gotta go, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. It's time, like Bobby had his run just like Brooke did. And I ain't gonna say just I think it's still a role for Bobby on the team. I think it's still a role for him. Like if we're gonna get rid of Brooke, we gotta probably keep Bobby just for that 5 role. And like the lineup that we ended
But
with
we
at the
don't have
end that
no. I don't know
last
how much
game.
leverage we got for Bobby though, because Bobby can opt out of his player option for more money.
But see, but that's what I said. Like we got his bird
Burger.
rights. So
Oh,
by
so
us
we can.
having his bird rights, we can pay Bobby 20, and it doesn't count that much against our cap. So when we get his bird rights, it's kind of like we got to get Gary Trent to maybe take maybe a wink wink deal up under the table. Like, hey, you take this mid level this year, and we take kind of like how we did when we first got Bobby. Like he
Mhm.
took 2 years of short money, and then we paid Bobby his money like that third season. So
Right.
I guess they need to try to get Gary Trent to do a deal like that, to keep Rollins and KPJ on the roster as well. And I think that would take care of the guard rotation. We do
Right.
have the 47th pick
If we could give
in this
Connaughton,
draft.
if we could have Connaughton not pick up his player option, that would help out a
Yeah,
great deal.
yeah. I doubt if he do that though. I think he gonna take that 10 million.
He gonna take that
I
10.
think
I
he's
feel
taking
you,
that
bro.
10.
Yeah, and I'm not
But you
mad
know
at him, but
what?
that's why we need to structure our contracts better, where it should have
Yeah.
been more team options instead of player options.
And I'm glad you said that. This is what I think that's the problem with the Bucks too. We don't have enough long-term guys on the roster. Like our roster is full of one-year guys. They don't
Yeah,
care. They don't want to. They don't like when the series get like it's over. They don't care. Like I'm out of Milwaukee anyway after this year. So like when we won the championship, I think we had 7 guys that were signed long-term in Milwaukee.
true.
When you look at the roster that we had in 2021 that won the championship, we had about 7 or 8 guys on our roster that was signed long term.
Right.
And like these last few years, we have like pretty much over 50% of the roster is 1-year guys.
So they're
Nobody is
never
signed
able to
long term.
they're never able to build any type of chemistry or continuity
Yeah,
because of so many
and I
moving
don't think
parts.
they care as much. You like
That's a
when you
fair point.
sign long term, you want to do this for Milwaukee because like
Right.
I'm here for the next 3, 4, 5 years. I got to do this for Milwaukee. Like when I'm on a 1-year deal, hey, if it don't work out, hey, I'm out of here after this year anyway. Guys like Torian Prince, he probably know he out of there anyway. So
Right.
he didn't care. So I think we got to get more long term
And he
contracts
can
on
no
the
longer
roster.
be a Buck either. Torian Prince can no
Yeah,
longer be a
no,
Buck. It's
no,
a wrap
no,
for
no,
Torian
no,
Prince.
no, no. Yeah, him
I'm
and Brooke
Y'all,
cool.
y'all,
Lopez, they
Yeah,
time
I'm
is
cool.
ran out.
I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm cool on them.
So
Like he, Torian Prince should have been sat when we made the deadline deal. He should have went to the bench at that point
Right.
instead of Andre Jackson Jr. It should have been Torian Prince. I understand he was shooting the three good, but I just think the way that Andre Jackson was playing defense, his hustle, his
Yeah.
rebounding, he was getting, he could have matched the Pacers' energy, like
You
from that
he was
young, quick,
he was
athletic
supposed to be he's
standpoint.
supposed to be our Lou Dort. How Lou Dort is for
Yeah, yeah, yep,
OKC,
yep,
that's exactly what
yep,
Andre Jackson Jr. should be for
yep,
us. Exactly the
yep,
same. The blueprints are there. That's
exactly.
what make it even more frustrating. Doc, there's so
Yeah.
many examples of what to do on other teams. And go ahead, Gibson. Go ahead, Gibson.
to piggyback with my homeboy right here just said that the problem is, Amber, like what I said, just like the Bucks organization this season, they have to be much, 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 much better. Any coach they bring in this time, they have to do a proper investigation and a proper evaluation. Check their track records. Don't just come and saying you could come in this organization and sweet talk us and bam, we could fall for that. No, we should learn from the Doc Rivers era and the
Yes, get
agent
him,
Vickers era.
Gibson.
We have to sit down and say, you know what? We have to see that what you're capable of before we say we're going to sign you to this long-term deal. Before we put pen to paper, we have to see what are your confidential sin. What are you good at? How could you maximize this talent what we have right here on this roster? We need to get back to the mountaintop. From that 2021 championship we have won, we never was the same team we was again. Because why? Number one, we always riddled with injuries after injuries after injuries. That's to show you the team needs to get younger. We have to
Correct.
get younger. No more old
Yep.
vets. No more, not too old. But we need players with hustle on defense. We
Yeah.
need dogs on this team. We don't have no dogs. We only have little poodles. We don't have no Rottweiler. We have little
I
poodles
do
on
want
this
to
team.
interject 1 second here. So Kevin Porter Jr. has a player option for 2.5 million next year. I'm pretty sure he's gonna opt out of that. Seeing how he
Oh
played
yeah.
this year with the Bucks, he's gonna opt out of that. Bobby Portis's player option is 13. Let me just put this on the screen real quick, y'all. We gonna go through this real quick. The people be able to hear you. I'm just gonna show the desktop here real quick, y'all. So it's just looking at the Bucks current salary starting from Giannis, we have Giannis signed through 27-28 with the player option. Dame has a player option for 63 million, 26-27. Kyle Kuzma has a very favorable contract. As you can see, it goes down over time. It's 23 this year, 21 next year, 19 the year after that. Brooke Lopez is a free agent, as we spoke about
Glass.
earlier. Bobby Portis has a $13.4 million player option. Pat Connaughton, $9 million player option. Torian Prince, he won't be back. Gary Trent, we're gonna have to pay him. Kevin Porter Jr., we're gonna have to pay him. We have AJ Green for at least one more year. Jericho Sims, we're gonna have to pay him. We got Andre Jackson locked in for another year. Chris Livingston and Tyler Smith long term. Ryan Rollins, free agent. Liam Robinson, free agent. Stanley Umade, free agent. Pete Nance. I think this might be a team option for Pete Nance. And then everybody else is free agents. So Ryan Rollins is probably the biggest one that I'm really concerned about us bringing back. I don't think he'll cost a ton, but that's still gonna be money out of the cap. So let's get into it, y'all. Let me get back to this other screen here. Give me a second, gentlemen. All right, there we go. So now with seeing that, does that make your point of views any different?
Yeah, that we got like that's about 6 or 7 players that's under contract, and we
Mm-hmm.
got that ain't a lot of cap space. We got to make some move. Uh, we got to share some salary some type of way.
Right.
Um, man, Horst got a hard job ahead of him.
Right. So you
He
already
got
know
a hard
Torian
job
Prince
ahead of him.
gone. It's not even a point. It's plenty of people gone, but do we have enough money to sign the people we need to sign? The Gary Trent Jr., the Kevin Porter Jr. Do we have enough money? Yes, Brooks gone, so that's 23. I get that. Even if you
Yeah,
split that, do they not want more? You think they only gonna take 12 million? I don't know. Maybe they take
nah.
11.5 million apiece. I don't know. I just feel like they gonna
Well,
want more than that. Maybe Kevin Porter
I,
Jr. might take 11.
Yeah, I think Kevin Porter Jr. lost a little money with the playoff run. He didn't do too well in the playoff. Like at first, he was trending towards maybe 20, 25 million
Right.
during the
Right.
regular season. But I
Right.
think, yeah, he lost a lot of that in the playoffs. He didn't show up well enough to sustain that type of money. But I will say that we have to look at like maybe like the core guys that we ended the five we started on that last game.
Hold on one
That would
second.
be
Hold
where
on
I
one
would
second,
start right
Ryan.
there.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
Tish, thank you for the information. The medical exception only applies if a player will be out for 2 years. Only that second year can they pick up a player for only 1 year. So we wouldn't even be able to use that. Shout out to Tish. Appreciate you, Tish. Go ahead,
Okay.
Ryan.
Thank you, Tish. Thank you, Tish. That's kind of another shot to the heart.
Right.
But we got, I think, yeah, we running into all kind of problems here. But I think Horst can maneuver. I think Horst can, but he gonna have to do some maneuvering right here.
Right.
And you
He
know
gonna have to
what?
be
You know what
creative.
I
He
was
gonna have to be creative.
what I and the best way out of this, I think, and we got to do what Phoenix did. We got to look for that deal where they gave up their 2031 pick and they got back 4 first rounders for 2026, 2027. Who did they do that deal with? I think they traded their 2031 at the deadline and they got back 4 like current
Right.
first
Yeah,
round.
it was some crazy.
Horse
I forgot how it went down.
yeah, Horse has to get rid of that 2031. He has to reload the chest. That's where I would start right there. And now I
Yeah.
have extra picks on top of the picks that I can move around. Like I have controllable picks that we can trade, throw in trades, or it's more than likely for a trade. But he's probably gonna have to attach that and get Pat up out of here, and he's gonna have to salary dump Pat, and he's gonna probably have to talk to the ownership about letting them know, like, are they cool with going back into the second apron?
Right.
See, that's the big thing about the apron thing. Like, I
Right.
don't think ownership is gonna want to go into the second
That's
apron
a
with this
fact.
type of roster. Like, then, like, if Dame is out there, then maybe they say, yeah, we could go into the second apron. But with Dame not being there, I doubt if they want to go into the second apron. But the thing is that you only have Giannis basically for 2 more years.
Right.
That he can, after that he can opt out. I think he will honor those 2 years. And maybe if it get ugly this year, maybe he may say next summer, like, we might need to go ahead and get something for me before I go.
I get something.
But
right.
that's only if it don't work out. And I hope that don't come to that. But Giannis is eligible to sign like a $300 and something million deal here soon.
Right.
It's hard for me to see him turning that down.
That's a fact.
mean, like
That's a lot of
I
money.
know he wants to win. That's a lot of money, man. I think it's like a 5-year, $350-something million extension. Next year he can sign. After next season, I just don't see him leaving that type of money. Now, unless the Bucks are in shambles or something. But I think our cap opens up after next year because once the Dame is here this year and next year, and then his contract is off the book. So there's $58 million you get after next season. So, it starts to take a turn after next season, but
right.
Is Giannis willing to wait on that? That's the big question. Like, that's what I was saying when I first came on about a small reboot. Are you cool with us if we reboot this year and next year?
Right.
And, we'll be side up for the future. He needs to get rid of that 2031, get some current picks, and use the little cap space, bring back the guys that we got, let Brook walk.
I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna ask you this, then we're gonna go to Gibson. There's a lot of chatter in the chat about trading Kuzma. Should Kuzma come back? I'm gonna go with you first, Ryan, then we're gonna go to Gibson. Do we need to move Kuzma? His contract is very favorable, so I know it wouldn't be hard, but do we need to move Kuzma? He is kind of a bigger body, athletic.
I mean, his contract is about 17, 18 million. What I seen you put up, that's about how he plays, about a 17, 18 million dollar player. I mean, so I can bring him back for that. I mean, like, he's not like I think our biggest thing is we expected him to be what Khris Middleton is, and he's just not there.
That right. That's
he
true.
just
I agree. I agree.
Khris Middleton was a $35 million a year player. Kyle Kuzma is a $17 million a year player. Those salaries show up for a reason. So we can't expect Kyle Kuzma to be Khris Middleton. He's a $17 million a year player. We can't expect him to be a $35 million a year player. He's a $17 million a year player, which means he's a bench player. And I think that's his role. So I would have him back only if they brought him off the bench. If they want him to start, then you probably need to look at moving him. But if he's a bench player, I would take him back as a bench player.
Okay.
20, 25 minutes a game. If he hot, leave him out there. If he
Right.
not, sit him down.
Because we've seen him get hot. I just think he needs to find his role. And I think it was
Yep.
so shocking coming to that trade and being completely thrust into a playoff situation.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't think it took some time for him to kind of get his bearings. I think a full offseason motivation now. I'm sure he's seeing the headlines that he would come back, I think, much better. He's still a younger player, too.
Oh
That's the
yeah.
other thing. Yeah, Kuzma's not 30 yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah, that's why you got to keep. That's why we said we got to get younger. So we probably need to hold on to Kyle.
right, I would think so. But I understand people's frustration because he looked crazy in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
yeah. He did. He looked it bad. It was bad.
Uh, no hate, only facts. I feel what you're saying, but the main issue isn't coaching. Coaching is definitely part of this team's issue and the front office. I think they're going hand in hand. They're the same thing. One is Walmart, one is Sam's Club. They're the same thing, bro. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same
Uh,
thing, but I feel you. But it's both of those parts of the organization are failing this team. The organization
Yeah.
itself, the front office, and coaching are failing this team. What I will say
And,
though is a lot of the players, they might not have the highest IQ, but they play hard. That's one thing I like about this team. I don't want the identity change of us at least playing hard. The Bucks don't quit no matter how many points we down. We fight to the end, and I respect that about this team. And I want more players on this team that got that mentality to fight hard and hustle. That's what we
yeah.
missing. We missing people to get loose balls and hustle. We're really missing an
Mhm,
Alex Caruso type, and I feel like that would be
mhm.
Andre Jackson Jr. if we
Yep.
can mold him into understanding his role. Maybe his role isn't
Yep.
offense. Maybe it's just rebound and defense, the occasional lob he catches. We need to create a role for Andre Jackson Jr. He's too
Mhm.
talented for us just to ignore him and put him on the bench when we've seen him change the dynamic in multiple games. That is why we're saying Doc has to go, not only facts.
Yep.
You see talent on this team and it's not being utilized correctly. I'm not saying the front office is hasn't made some decisions, but damn it, bro, we got some players on this team and they're not being utilized correctly, and that's directly associated with coaching.
Yeah.
It's coaching
Oh,
too, bro. Damn, man,
yep.
Doc
Yep.
is an idiot. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead,
I
Gibson. We
hated
go
that.
to Ryan.
Go
Go
ahead.
hold on one second, Ryan. Go ahead, Gibson.
but let me throw the monkey wrench in the fire. Like we talk a lot of things right now, but I just want to say to myself that we have to talk about this and find out what are the front offices willing to do with that idiot. That's my main concern right now. I want to find out what are they planning to do with him? When are we going to find out what their decision is? Because we need to know
This is
so that
crazy.
we could have an idea to start campaigning to find out to say, okay, who will be the best fit coach for this team? Like what I said a little earlier again, before the Milwaukee Bucks, if they didn't decide to fire Doc Rivers, okay, you get rid of Doc Rivers, you say, okay, I don't want to repeat the same mistake that I made with the Adrian Griffin mistake. Let me take my time this time to go out and watch to see which coaches get good tracks of record of history with guys. We need a coach who could use our young guys, not just glue them
Mm-hmm.
on the bench. Not just glue them on the bench. Like what you said, if we had the proper coach, Andre Jackson right now is supposed to be in straight out balling on the court right now. Straight out balling. Doc, don't use. Let's go back to the same thing with the Clippers, the Philadelphia 76ers. Doc, don't use young guys. He glued them on the bench and play the vets in more minutes than them. So it have to be frustrated. So anytime you see a young player was playing underneath Coach Doc Rivers, when that player go to another team, you don't see how blossom that player blossom into a nice role model player. Because why? He do not like to play the young guys. So we need this foolishness to stop, and we need the Bucks front office to
Mm-hmm.
figure this out, sort this problem out. We cannot keep repeating the same mistake after mistake after mistake. It ain't gonna work. We ain't gonna never ever have another guy like Giannis could come in and
Right.
dedicate what he dedicated to this organization. Front office have to wake up and smell the coffee before it is too late. So we need to get things right. Either you can keep Doc Rivers, you call him in the office and let him know you hand him the recipe. Say, Doc, you
What up,
tried,
Cynthia?
but we have to go the opposite way. We have to take the other route. and bring in someone which could demand more from the players, which could implement a system. And not only that, but the development program need to be established on this team
There you
to
go.
develop
There you
the
go.
young
There
guys.
you
They
go.
need
Right
to
about that.
install
Right about that.
that. That need to be installed on because Golden State have it, Miami have it, Boston have it. Why cannot the Milwaukee Bucks organization force and implement it to develop our young guys so we don't have to be looking for cheap free agents on the market? We have them here at home. We could develop them and turn them into tough nose players, which could give us a good run when it comes to the playoff that we have a chance against other teams' opponent. Let's take for an example that Indiana series. Their guys play hard nose
What up, Dre
defense.
West?
Why cannot we do it, Amber? Why cannot the front office and the organization said, you know what? We need to establish this. We need to implement this. Bring in somebody
But
who
that's
could
not the
wait with
front
the
office job is to bring in the right coach. The coach is supposed to implement the system. The system implemented is supposed to be implemented with your team. You're an extension. So whatever the coach is implementing, the team is an extension of that. If your coach is tough and hard nosed like a Tom Thibodeau, your team plays the same way. If you're up and
right.
down, high paced team like a Mike D'Antoni team, you play that way with that type of style. Rick Carlisle for the Pacers, they have a style. They're up and down, right? There is no style with Doc Rivers. That is why he is a problem. There is nothing that he does. There's no identity to Doc Rivers. He brings nothing to the table. I see you in the chat, my guy, and you keep saying that the front office is the issue. I understand if the front office bring in all stars and you don't have the right coach, they're not going to win. They're not going
Yep.
to win. Period.
Nope.
You need the right coach. Coaching matters, man. I don't know why
Even
people don't
Phoenix Suns.
understand that. Look at the Phoenix Suns. They had all that talent. They had Bud out there. They ran Bud out of there in 1 year.
1 year.
In 1 year.
1 year.
1 year. And they got talent on that
I
roster.
feel bad for Bud.
Right. They got talent on that roster. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
I'm not saying the
I
front
feel
office
kinda
ain't
bad
made.
for Bud.
Yeah, I'm not saying the front office hasn't made bad moves, but it starts with the coaching.
Yeah.
It got to start with the coaching. It got to. It's
That,
on
and
you.
that
Go
come
ahead,
from, and
Ryan.
I
It's on
think
you,
that
bro.
come. I think a lot of that, and a little bit of please don't kill me in the chat, but a lot of us on Giannis too. He should just left a lot of this stuff alone. Like when he's about to leave, instead, I think he has the power to go into the front office and say and ask for what he needs to. He don't need to be so cryptic with the front office. I think he don't understand the power that he has with the Milwaukee Bucks. And then every time he's about to sign a new extension or something, and he always put out these cryptic messages, and Jon Horst go to scrambling and making all kind of trades and just throwing away all the picks instead of him just being honest and just going and sitting down and talking to him. And I think they should be close enough now that they should be able to have those type of conversations. And because it seems like Jon Horst get into a frantic whenever he get down to about 1 or 2 years left on his deal, and he just go to doing all these crazy trades and throwing away picks and stuff. And like the Jay Crowder deal, that hurt so bad. We
Right.
still suffering off that.
Hold on 1 second, Ryan. Hold on 1 second. Let me
Go
just
ahead.
get the homie Dre West because he got a good comment. Dre West was good. Seeing you popped in the chat. Giannis not going anywhere. I agree, and either is Doc. Unfortunately, they're going to try to retool. They're going to try to retool around Giannis. I don't know how they will do it yet, but reports are saying that. Damn. Is there a reason? And you got any more detail, Dre
I saw the
West?
same thing.
Damn.
I saw the same thing.
And what are we saying by retool? So they're saying pretty much what we're saying then. They're going to let Brook contract expire, see what's up with Bobby, and then try to finesse around that. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Bleach Report, boss. Let's tap you in. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. They got Bobby's bird rights. You see, the contracts that they know that they can sign and it won't hurt their cap sheet. Those are the ones that they're probably going to take care of first. They can give Bobby around 17 to 20 million, and it won't show up as much on the cap sheet. Because they own his bird rights, and I'm sure they own Brook bird rights, but they're probably not going to bring him back. I'm sure they've made their mind up about moving on from him. But I saw the same thing Dre West saw with the Doc thing. They was like, Doc is coming back because they said Jimmy Haslam
No,
personally
no,
went
no,
out and got Doc. And he's the
no,
owner,
no,
so
no.
I mean we can't overrule the owner.
And
So I
that's the
mean, like
problem.
he's the one that's paying he's the one that's paying the salary. So I heard when they fired Adrian Griffin that Jimmy Haslam was the main person pushing for Doc, and I guess he asked Giannis whatever did he want him, and I guess Giannis signed off on it. But it was so crazy because they signed off on Adrian Griffin,
Right.
and
That's what
you
I'm
know, so
saying.
it was kind of confusing to me. But that was when Chris Middleton was a part of the deal, and then, but I heard that Horst never wanted Doc or he never wanted Griffin. He wanted Kenny Atkinson.
Hmm.
We
That's
probably
right.
Yeah,
should have let Horst did his job.
yeah.
That's right.
Right. So if we're gonna bring back Doc, then we have to retool this team in a way that we have higher IQ players on this team. We just got to keep it real. We don't have the highest IQ basketball team, so we would need to retool this team and get some players that got high basketball acumen around Giannis, and we're gonna need to get definitely some more speed. And then when we re-sign Ryan Rollins, I think we need to give Ryan Rollins a little payday. I think we need to keep him around. He's a free agent. Obviously, Kevin Porter Jr., Gary Trent Jr. They need to, all three of those to me need to be re-signed.
Yeah, let's go.
ASAP.
That's definitely gonna take us close to that second April.
Right.
I think it's gonna get us close to the second April, but I think that's what's gonna keep Giannis around. Like I think that's probably what the discussions are probably about. Like how far are we going into the luxury? Like I'm not coming back to play with no scrub. So he's
Nope.
probably letting them know like I'll stick around, but you gotta spend the money to keep the players. I need Gary Trent. I need KPJ. I mean, this is KPJ chance right here to break out. So he can earn himself a lot of dollars with Dame being down.
Okay.
He's probably going to be the starting one.
Right.
So I mean, he got a chance, and I'm sure Horse is probably telling him like, look, Dame is off the books after next year. You can slide into that money. Like if you play well enough, then that's your max slot. So I'm sure they can, and Ryan Rollins, I like Rollins. I know a lot of people ain't too bullish on Rollins, but I like him. I think they should bring him back
Oh no,
because
we
I think
definitely think we've. That's one of the
yeah,
few players that we've kind of developed. Let's be honest, we've
yeah,
kind of developed
yeah.
Ryan Rollins. We've
We
developed
did,
AJ Green into something. So
we did.
as much as we talk about development programs, some players have to, maybe it's on their own, but it's been under our watch. AJ Green has
Mm-hmm,
become something under our watch. Ryan
mm-hmm.
Rollins has become something under our watch. We've revitalized Kevin Porter Jr. Respectfully, we revitalized, and he was on the bench over there.
So
Go
did.
ahead, Gibson.
Yeah.
We forget y'all forgetting my favorite player, Andre Jackson Jr. He
Right.
have it very salute to Daniel. It's very disappointing and break my heart that idiot is coming back. Oh my goodness, what a nightmare we gotta face again. My goodness, Lord have
So now
mercy.
we know we
You
just
bring him
gotta
back.
now we just gotta worry about the players. Then he coming back. Then we have to get a better team around him. Then that's it.
That, that that's the problem right there. You know? That's why they say owners supposed to never get in general managers them job. Let the general manager what he do best. If Jimmy has him just stayed out. See, he want to run the Bucks like he run the Browns. That cannot work. Let Jon Horst do what he do. If Horst said he wanted Atkinson. You supposed to say, use the general manager. I have no say, but you gonna go push for a choke artist in dark. My goodness, another failed season. Let's brace ourselves for another failed season under that idiot. My goodness, I want that idiot gone off this team. I didn't want him back next year as no head coach. I wanted someone else to take that spot from him.
Right.
He don't play the young guys. I mean, that's my problem with him. He do not give them a chance. He rather play those old run down vets before he give the young guys them a chance. That's
But
the
that's the thing,
problem
though.
with
We
Doc.
have to put the roster in a position where he's not able to do. That's why when
Yeah.
Brooke is gone,
Exactly.
Bobby is gone, he'll have no choice because
Mm-hmm,
those will be the players that's left.
mm-hmm,
That's what we have to
mm-hmm.
do. We have to put training wheels on for Doc. We don't trust him under his own devices. So what we have to do is not give him any choices. Put only young players there, only the players that we want. And then that way he can only coach those players. There will be no veterans. Only veterans will be like Giannis. And then if Dame come back and all that. Otherwise it should be a younger base team off the rip. So he'll have to coach them.
Yeah.
That we just got to, once we get rid of Brooke and all that, the team is gonna feel way better. When we get rid of Brooke, and I know a lot of y'all like Bobby, but the defense is just it hurt too much. The defense hurt it hurt too much. The defense is really bad, really bad. So it has to be addition by subtraction. Y'all don't want to blame the coach, then we got to get a whole. We're gonna have to We're gonna have to flip this whole roster damn near. If we gonna keep Doc, and y'all saying Doc ain't the problem, we gonna have to flip the whole roster because we gonna need athletes and intelligence on this team to win. We gonna need real AI, athletes and intelligence. Go ahead, Bleach Report boss. It's on you, bro.
All right. What's your name, sir? I ain't seen you
That's
before.
Brian Love. He be in the chat all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
he
up,
be
bro?
in the chat
What's
all
up, bro?
the
What's up, bro?
You know what? You brought something up when I came on. Like, whoa, you heard something that I've been bringing up. I have to agree with you 100% what you said about Giannis, because he did some stuff that he brought in Griffin, and he was wrong on
Mm-hmm.
Griffin. And
Mm-hmm.
that you like sometimes you gotta tell your star player also let me do my job and let me get you go.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
and that's why I was kind of I'm not trying to bash. Like I said, I love like everybody. I love Giannis. I love him to death. And what I heard from I didn't really get to say anything this week, but what I heard from the radio, from Milwaukee radio in general, people said if the Bucks thinking about getting rid of Giannis, get rid of my tickets. Like I'm not
Yeah.
coming. They're not
Exactly.
playing. They said try to pull that Dallas Mavericks on us, and we're gonna show you. You gonna see.
Oh, I'll turn mine. Oh man, I cancel mine so fast. What? I want all my money back. Right. Oh
Yeah.
man, listen.
Out real fast because they're not playing. The fans are not playing. They're like, you understand what happened last year, but at the same time, they feel like the team could have put more players around them. So it's like you can't be thinking about friends or whatever. Dame's out the rest of the year. That's $60 million gone off the
Right.
books. So you got a little bit wiggle room with the younger players. Just get shooters around Giannis. Just get shooters around him. Gary Trent is the first one you sign right now. Like that's the first guy. I know he's bad. He had a horrible,
Couple
last minute,
minutes. Right.
and but he is too viable. He's a defensive player. He's too viable.
Hold on.
Him, Kevin Porter Jr. They should have fixed more in that last game, but they didn't. But he needs to get kept on. But everybody else, besides Rollins and Ajax, they got get out of here. It's some like I remember Antrax showed me the rosters that had with money. It's people out there you can get.
Right.
It's
Oh yeah.
not like you can't. It's not like you can't get somebody. Giannis is there. To okay, you just bring the ship. He just want to win. And what today just showed us with the Cleveland losing to Pacers this week. If
We're
we
not
just get,
far off. We're
we're
not
not that.
far off.
Yeah.
We're not that far off. They just
Mm-hmm.
need the roster together. And I know,
We
I know.
need a combination of roster and adequate coaching.
Yeah.
The players can figure out, but we need adequate coaching. Just a little coaching.
It's just with the way the CBA is going though, like a lot of rosters is changing. Like you were saying earlier, Amber, like with the Boston Celtics, they finna
Yeah.
have to let some players go because they
Right.
just
Yeah.
paying too much. I'm guaranteeing if New York beat them in this round, if they don't win the finals, you're gonna see them have a new roster next year. And it
Absolutely.
probably be Drew Holiday probably gone
Right.
and probably
Porzingis.
Porzingis is probably gone. So you'll see them on other teams, and a lot of teams is going to maybe two stars and a bunch of role players. It looks
Right.
like that's where the NBA is headed right now. So we seem to have the right type of roster set up. We just got to clear the cap sheets and get our cap sheet. Once we get our cap sheet in order, we can make moves like we want
I
to. I mean,
agree.
and we actually out of the first apron. I think we just a little bit up under the first apron. I think we ain't even in the first apron anymore with the Kyle Kuzma. I think he gave back
We're
a
under the
$5
second
million.
apron. I know
Okay,
we're
so
under the second.
we still in the first.
Yeah, we still the first,
Okay,
just under the
okay,
second.
okay, okay, okay.
But like you just brought up a point. The Bucks don't have no excuses anymore. That's another
No,
reason. All these rosters are changing. It's no more super teams now. It's no
Right.
more really. teams you can have, because I think what the commissioner wants to do is have more balance, because he's
Hold on
not.
1 second. Hold on 1 second. Hey, Dr. Smith, bro, I seen you tap in real quick. Tap back in if you get a chance. Salute, Dr. Smith. Seen you tap in real
Okay.
quick. I look like you was driving. Drive safe out there, sir. Go ahead, VP.
Yeah, just I mean, I feel like the now with these rock, because I was like, I saw the Boston situation. Now it seemed like they just don't want teams to stack anybody no more. They don't want no more super teams. They want guys to have the stars, have their
Mhm.
1, 2 stars. That's it. And now Giannis, where he going? Like, think about it logically. Where was he going to go? You know, it was so
Nowhere.
many you had to give up. You can't really the salary, and then you got to give up the picks, and then you got to give us a player too. That's
A
too
couple of
much.
players.
Right.
Even me, like even like a Bucks fan, like if I was a fan of their team, you asked me to give you a player and picks, and you gotta pay him. Nah, I mean you might as well be like, nah, man, I ain't
Right.
getting all for
He
saying they
gonna he
want.
gonna he gonna basically be in the same situation.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
gonna
You
be in the
might.
same situation. He just changes cities because
Right.
the Bucks is probably gonna ask for everything, as they should.
Right.
You know, we giving you Giannis in his prime. He's not past his prime. He is dead smack in the middle of his prime. So we need an all star. We need a good bench player. We need about four first rounders, and probably a couple of second rounders. And that still ain't enough.
Would have bankrupt your franchise.
Oh
You
yeah,
have to
I
bankrupt
mean,
your, and that's the thing. It won't even be worth getting them. That's what
it
people don't
won't even be
understand.
worth getting them.
And that's
So
why people just so like trade Giannis. You got to understand teams for them to get Giannis would have to give up so much. Why would Giannis even want to go? You know what I'm saying? Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me get Dr. Smith super chat here. Hold on 1 sec. Appreciate you, Dr. Smith. Appreciate the $4.99 super chat, Dr. Smith. Chad, I'm still mad. I'm coming to Milwaukee next season. It's gonna happen. Time to dig the winter gear out the trunk. I'm coming. Salute, salute, Dr. Smith. We got you. We got you. We got you. And like y'all was saying, though, I don't really think the roster's that bad. It just needs tweaking and just the right coaching. And I seen what you said, Mr. Cool, when you're watching the Indiana Pacers play. We don't have to like them. I know they are off just like Boston, but we have to respect good basketball system and coaching. And when you watch Boston play, you see a system, you see coaching, you see adjustment. You see the Pacers, you see coaching, you see adjustments. It's just what it is. I know that players matter. I understand that. I do. But it also matters that for your team to have an identity, it just matters in all sports. Even if you got all the talent in the world, if you don't have the right coach, it don't matter. Boston, hey, look at the Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys got all the talent in the world, but they don't have the right coach and they can't win because they don't have the right coach with all the
or,
talent in the world.
or owner,
Yeah,
or owner too.
right, or owner, and the same type of owner. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that to say this is that I'm not saying that we don't have problem with players and IQ and all that, but what I am saying is if Doc is gonna come back, he's gonna have to be a real coach. He's
yeah,
gonna have to have
so,
practices. He's gonna have to implement a system. From I don't want to talk about. I don't want to ever hear again from your coach saying that I haven't implemented a system yet because I'm waiting on so and so to come back to the team. I'm waiting on this to happen. I'm waiting for it to be
yeah.
70 degrees outside before I implement a system so everybody's calves can be warm when they doing suicide. It's always something. I need off the rip. Soon as the off season start, I'm implementing this system. We gonna do this. We gonna stand on this. If we don't have that identity and he doesn't create something, he has to go by to me by All-Star break. If we see the same thing next year from Doc by All-Star break, he has to go. That's 2 years. A
Yeah,
complete 2 years. Yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead, Gibson.
You giving him until All-Star break. All-Star, that's too much. Play the minute the season start in October and we go into the Christmas and come in January, I see you making sense. You hit the door. All-Star is too much. I ain't got no time to give him until no All-Star. No man, we want him out of there. People say he ain't going. I want him going as by January. I want him off this team complete. And they better make sure he never ever get a coaching job no more. Just the same way the NBA blackballed Mark Jackson, he needs to be blackballed as well. He cannot coach. His style of coaching does not work in the NBA
Why are
today.
you doing
And I
this,
don't understand
Gibson?
why people cannot
Why
see
are you
that.
doing this?
I don't know. I don't know why people cannot see that. You as a coach, you are in a playoff. You have
Yo.
two All Stars, Hall of Famers on your team, and you can't get past the first round. And owners talking about you gotta stay. Nonsense. Out of there. I want you out. If I was one of them owners, the same day that Bucks team get eliminated, the next day he was being gone. I don't care how much money I had to pay. I just want him out, 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 out. I had enough
Okay,
of it.
hold on 1 second. Is it Dre West agreeing? I'm convinced anymore that Doc is the problem, but they can't fire another coach. That will be death to our franchise as far as the money goes. Okay, so look, Bucks chat, friends and family. I just want to confirm we're saying that we are in alignment that we are saying that Doc is going to come back because we can't fire him due to the money. If that is the case, we need to get all types of the right players on here, on this team, because they're gonna
I
have
mean,
to figure it out themselves. So it's gonna need to be IQ is gonna need to be up there. Go ahead,
Buzz
VP.
though he's officially off the books. Like I don't mean it's not. I
Yeah.
think I just think the problem is they don't want to find another coach, and then they're like, man, we gotta find another coach and do another system and all that stuff. But we have no system with Doc. He's pretty much you guys go out there, do what you gotta do, and figure. That's pretty much what it is. You figure it out.
100%, Dre.
Like you see what you see today with the Cavs and Pacers. You see game plan. You see strategy. You saw basketball. Like you know what they want to do. But us is Giannis than everybody else. You know, it's just
Yeah.
set up like why KBJ should get set up more plays. What about I mean, Gary Trent? Get him open for threes and give him wide open shots. Like, and you get that man wide open shots, and he's not like you get some more plays around these players, and that's the problem with Doc. He doesn't give nobody wide open shots.
Scales.
I mean, he's not doing none of that. He's not doing no strategies, none of that.
Right.
If owner, I look at Doc right in his eyes, like, look, this is it. This is it. If I don't see no changes, I don't see you doing what I need you to do and getting some more players, more opportunities to get more shots, and not have Giannis play 40 minutes a game, you're gone. We don't got time for this right no more. Like, we gotta make sure Giannis stays as long as he can until like
Right.
this is it. Like it was said the Bucks would rather go down with the Titanic ship than even losing him. They'd rather go down with the ship and screw you, Rose. They
Right.
go and lose Giannis. They're not doing
Facts.
that. You
Facts.
got the Mavericks doing that. The Mavericks was the key element of why this team ain't letting Giannis go. Like, no, we're not doing that. We rather
See,
have
Yeah.
our
look at now. This is a problem right here. What Mr. Cool said. Then we can go to you, Gibson. Then we can go to Ryan. Mr. Cool said one of the assistant coaches complained to another coach on another playoff team that Doc doesn't put the time in. It's
Oh,
visible. I believe that 100%. That's not to kick Doc back in. It's just from what we see when we're watching the team. They don't look prepared. We don't look prepared, and that's crazy. We haven't looked prepared in over a year and a half at all. I'm just being real. That I'm not. That doesn't shock me at all, Mr. Cole. I believe that's 100% true. 100%. Go ahead, Gibson.
could I say something? Could I
Yeah.
get everybody together at Milwaukee tomorrow so we could call a protest so the owners could see how frustrated as fans that we are. We would hold up signs, put up banners,
Yes.
march around Private Farm and say, Dog gots to go. Dog gots to go. He has to go because he cannot be the coach of this team. This is unacceptable. I'm
I
by heard by
agree.
reading that comment. This totally unacceptable. And how could the owners not see that this man just don't care? You paying this man to coach a team with two future Hall of Famers on it, and he just don't put in the time. This is embarrassing, but to be honest. They need to start calling demand. They need to demand him to leave this team. I would call a protest if I could gather about 500 people. The more you hold up signs and banners and say,
Mm.
"Dog have to go," to let ownership so he have to go. This is sad. This is heartbroken. This is heartbroken, Amber. This showing Doc Rivers don't care about this team, Amber. It shows. It shows that he do not care. If Doc did really
Hey,
care
this is coming
about
from.
winning,
Hey, this is the Barack
he would
Bahamas coming out right here. Go
he
ahead,
would
brother.
have put in he would have put in Amber, he would have put in the effort, he would have made sure that hey, we know that Dame is out. Next man up. I can go into my bench to dig deep in my bench to see which best lineup I could find to suit the team. This is so sad as a fan to hear that he do not put in the time. He just don't care. This is embarrassing. The Bucks don't the city don't deserve this from Doc Rivers. Giannis don't deserve this. Giannis deserve better than this. And I calling on the front office and management and staff to let them know that they have to do the best they could so we could keep Giannis because we see what went down with Dallas. We can't afford Giannis to go like
Right.
this. If Giannis leave, we back to the down dark ages. We back to the dark ages, and it can take a little while before the Bucks come across another good player like that. So ownership, Jon Horst, you got a lot of work to do. So you got to start doing the right one. So I'll be sitting back watching you to see if you're going to allow this idiot to destroy this team, the city that Giannis built. If you're going to allow one moron to come in here and destroy this team, I'm watching you. I am watching carefully. I'm watching you very carefully to see what stupid move you're going to make if you're going to allow this idiot to continue to ruin this team. So I don't have much to say. We just will see how it goes, and we will see if Giannis demanding the trade or if he could stay. I know which, and I know that he will stay. He's going to be like the Derek
Right.
Nowitzki. When you remember when Derek Nowitzki played with the Dallas
Uh,
Mavericks, he never demanded a trade even though the team wasn't winning, he stuck it out. So I pray that Giannis stuck it all the way out because if Giannis leave and go somewhere else, they could say he's soft. But he might as well just stuck it out. Work on his game to the best as he could. Try to be a high IQ guy instead of like doing too much of the dunking. Try do more stuff to get your teammates involved. But the coaching that have to be addressed. That's no
right.
line. That have to be addressed. Fans in the chat saying that Doc have to stay.
Tap
And to
y'all
my
in a
eyesight,
minute.
to my knowledge, he gotta go, Amber. He got to go. So salute to everybody in the chat,
Appreciate
Amber,
you, Gibson.
Daniel, my homeboy there, boy. I had to get this
Damn.
out, Amber, and I still frustrated with him because they see that he's
I
coming
feel
back.
you,
So
Gibson. All right, let me get some more
that right
people
there.
up in here, Gibson. I feel you. All right,
Oh,
all right. Hold on, we got to give it to the people, Gibson. Go ahead.
Peace and love to everybody in the chat. Salute to
oh,
everybody. To the real Bucks fan, and we can get through this Bucks Nation. We will be back on the mountaintops again. So just one little simple problem have to be dissolved, and we know what that is. So we pray that get resolved.
All right,
It's a
Gibson.
very
Appreciate you.
he's
All
like,
all
right,
I
right.
want to
Gibson.
Salute.
hear all that. I
Salute.
want to hear
Let me
all that.
tap in Scales. Scales, you
Uh,
good?
Oh
Yeah.
man.
all right.
All right,
Okay.
Scales. It's on you,
I'm
bro.
I'm gonna let somebody else get into.
All right.
I'm
Appreciate you.
hey, I'm with y'all on it, man. Look, I hope we get it together. Y'all right about Doc. You could tell how the other teams play, how the Pacers, everybody did their job. Didn't nobody try to do nothing that was above them. So I think the Pacers do a good job of staying within the realm of themselves, and that is
Correct.
coaching. They don't try to be the next guy. They try to just be themselves, and I think the Bucks would have done a lot better if we would have just did the same. We was trying to overdo our jobs a lot of times, and I think that hurt us. And I
Mm-hmm.
know we had injuries, we had to, but sometimes you just need to stay in the realm of yourself, and that comes from coaching. And I agree, but I appreciate y'all letting me on, and
No, absolutely,
I'll be
bro.
back
Tap
on
back in
again.
again.
I'll be back on again, bro.
I appreciate you, right? All right, bro.
Yeah,
Salute.
All right, man.
good job.
I appreciate it. Let me move these screens around. Hold on 1 second. Let me move you bleachers. Move this around real quick. What up, Scales?
What's going on?
Talk about this drive turkey. Go ahead, Scales.
Hey, shout out to the homie Ryan, man.
Right, right,
Yeah, he doing stuff, man. You
right,
know what I'm saying? When I be looking at the roster for the future, I don't really get into hypotheticals. I go
right.
straight to the numbers and what could work and what's real. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate him coming on here with that type of jab.
Right.
You know what I mean? Instead of coming on here like trade Giannis for 99 first round picks. Like, bro, that's not how this shit works at all. You know what I mean?
Right,
So,
right.
oh, excuse my language, but
No,
that's
it's all
not how
yeah,
this
it's all
works at
good.
all.
It's
You know what
all
I mean?
good. You know,
So,
every once in a
salute
while,
to
it's
the
all good.
chat, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Salute,
I'm
salute,
tapping in because, you know, I'm seeing people saying Doc coming back. Like, we fired coaches and paid them, and they weren't coaching our team. You know what I mean? So that's not normal for us. So like, if we let this guy go and we still got to pay him, I mean, it's not a big deal. I think you have to. The reason why he has to go is because your star player has a window, and as every day as the day turns on the calendar, every 24 hours that goes, that dude gets older. So it's not like he gets younger. You get what I'm saying? Time
Correct.
doesn't reverse.
Yeah, this
Giannis
ain't
gets
Benjamin
older
Button.
every day the calendar turns.
Right.
He gets older. You get what I'm saying? So in that, your window gets smaller. And
Right.
if coaching is the issue, you have to bite the bullet on whatever finances are to get the right, you know what I mean, man for the job in the building to coach your star. Like, to me, it's not debatable. I think the perfect scenario guy is Mike Malone. But if you don't get Mike Malone, I think you need to get a guy with a system like Mike Malone. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to get a guy. Like, I like even in Denver, I don't know what happened. I don't know if he was just there too long or, you know what I mean? Like, but
Owner and the new owner and the coach didn't like each other. That was pretty much what it was.
yeah, like him and Calvin Booth didn't really get along either. The GM, I guess, too.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I will give them is they built a roster around Joker to be a top 5 team in the NBA to maximize his career. Now, they didn't win every year, but they're competitive. They're in the hunt every year. No matter what seed they get in the West, nobody wants to play them in the first round. You don't want to see them for real. You know what I mean? And now they got championship pedigree, a lot like our team. But, you know, I compare us a lot to other championship franchises because we are one of the teams that won a championship in the last 5 years. So the Warriors, the Nuggets, the Celtics, I'm always comparing us to them. I don't compare us to, you know, the Pacers and the Bulls and people who haven't won ever or in 30 years. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about people who currently are in the hunt. You know what I mean? Every year. So that's who I'm comparing us to. You know what I'm saying? When I gauge what we're doing front office or player wise. You feel me? So I just don't. Like I said, I'm more of the elk with Giannis where I think he's going to do Steph Curry. Like I said on the last episode, I think he's more Steph Curry than he is LeBron James. We won a championship here. LeBron had never won anything in Cleveland. You know what I mean? They were getting to the Eastern Conference Finals and getting bounced every year. So, you know, as a young dude, he got tired of that, I guess. Our scenario, I don't think is the same, like at all. You know what I mean? So this guy's like somebody said in the comments, like, it's bigger than him leaving. I think it was Dre West. Salute Dre. But it's bigger than Giannis leaving. It's going to destroy the city, our economy. Like, if you're not from Milwaukee, then you probably don't know what we're talking about, and that's fine. But if you live in the state of Wisconsin, you know what this guy's done for the economy here. He's, like, literally created jobs. Like his family's opened businesses here. His brothers went to high school here. His dad is buried here. Like, it's bigger than basketball with Giannis and the Bucks. So if the front office shows, not to Bleacher Report, I'm about to start right here. If the front office shows a little effort, I see his loyalty. Like, even if it's minimal effort, I see his loyalty. You get what I'm saying? They would have to do absolutely nothing for him to be like, hey, man, I can't take this no more. I'm gone. Like, but if they show any minimum effort or that they're trying at least, I don't think we ever have to worry about that guy leaving Milwaukee. You get what I'm saying?
I've never been worried about him leaving. That's people reading the media. I've been saying, I've been saying that
James
forever.
Harden or Kevin Durant or, you know what I mean? He's not one of them dudes like that.
Too prideful. I'm telling you, I've been saying it forever. Y'all be thinking I be trying to be funny. I'm like, Africans don't do stuff. Like, the pride too high, just too hard-headed and stubborn. Somebody tell you
what
not
you
to
about
go.
to say, Bleach?
Go ahead, bro.
I'm going to say something real bold to the chat and Hills and you, Amber. What Giannis Antetokounmpo did for the state of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, holds more weight with Aaron ever did in Green Bay.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
The 4 MVPs, the Super Bowls, all that.
And to your point, the Packers were a historic franchise already. I mean, they had their lows or whatever, but in the 60s, you know, they were right with the Cowboys. They were the best team in the, you know what I mean, in sports. So, Like they had a history. The Bucks really hadn't did anything since Kareem in '71. So when Giannis did is he brought Nike to town. You know what I mean? Like if you live here, you just know the things that he did. We don't get the beer garden and the Fiserv and all the stuff that we got downtown. If
the
he doesn't
Deer
put
District.
that jersey, if he don't put that jersey on and ball out. And like I said, I can remember being around the team because John Henson was one of my friends. And I remember the night we drafted him, I'm like, who? And Henson was like, no, I was at Buddy workout. He's going to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, give him a couple of years, he going to be like that. He going to be one of them scales. And John Henson told me that, like, on draft night, watching the draft together. Like, nah, he going to be like that. And he's like that. You get what I'm saying? So
now this is the other side of the coin. This is where the chat is separating itself, right? So No Strays ENT said first it was Bud, then AG, now it's Dot. At some point it's time to look at the players, including Giannis. I feel that that's valid, and we're not saying that it's not the players. We're saying it's a combination of both.
You look at the players, but I don't. No Strays. It's kind of hard to say that. Like that's kind of like a jaded statement a little bit because the guy gives more effort than any player in the NBA. There's nobody who plays harder than Giannis Antetokounmpo that plays out of 300 players in the NBA. There's nobody that plays 48 minutes harder than that guy, bro. Like, and what he gets done in 30 minutes, guys can't do in their career. 30 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists in 30 minutes on 60% shooting. So, like, to blame him is kind of like, he gets a percentage of the blame because he's out there playing, but what he's given us, bro, is like historic. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of hard to hate on historic numbers. Like, I want to blame the players. But not him. You know what I mean? It's other guys in the pecking order that would get the blame before him that put on jerseys every night. Like, as long as that guy leg isn't hurting or he doesn't have some type of nagging injury going on, he's going out there and he's going to give his all. Period.
100%.
Like,
that's why the city is behind him because he give 100%.
Exactly.
That's what Giannis is all about, man. And that's
so,
why we love Giannis.
When we look at, we just looking at coaching because it's culture. No Strays. You know, it's easy for you to say that. You know, you come from you got a franchise that values coaching culture. Right. You know what I mean? The Celtics are built on coaching culture. They're not even built on superstar players. They're built on coaching culture. When Doc Rivers was there, he had the best assistant staff in NBA history. Tom Thibodeau was running the defense, and I think like Ryan Adams or somebody was running the offense. So all Doc had to do was make sure KG didn't fight Rondo every day. Like, that's easy to do when we winning. Like, that's not hard to do to keep Ray Allen and Paul Pierce cool and we're winning games.
Right.
It's not hard to do when I got Thibodeau running the defense. Did you hear what name I said? This is pre-Derrick Rose.
Right.
MVP seasons with Chicago, average rosters. And they having better records than the Cavs. Like, people forget about those years. That's Thibodeau. Like, that was Doc's assistant. Then he had Hall of Famers.
So then to your point, so to your point, what Dre West is saying, Doc need to let his offensive coaches run the offense and his defensive coaches run the defense. Right. He needs to be more hands off and just deal with the personalities. I think that's what you're going to say. All right.
The way he handled Andre Jackson Jr. this year is weird to me because he didn't handle Tony Allen like that. He didn't handle James Posey like that. He didn't handle Matt Barnes like that. Like, when you got a guy who can lock up, you let his offense come to him after a while. Doc, let him get comfortable. He'll start making shots, bro. It's going to come to him, but you got to send your dogs at people. Like, you don't let up on teams because he's having bad shooting nights or whatever. You act like he was taking 20 shots. He was taking like 3-4 shots a night. He wasn't shooting at all. That was the problem. Like, he was damn near Ben Simonson sometimes, and that would be our issue with Jackson Jr.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you got to throw that defense out there. Even the Clippers were playing Ben Simmons because he can play defense. Like, you have to throw that defense out there. When you got freakish defense or a guy that's like phenomenal defensively, you got to play him. If people follow basketball, Lou Dort didn't have an offensive game until like a year ago. He couldn't even hit a shot.
I brought him at the beginning of the game. I said Andre Jackson Jr. is Lou Dort. Pretty much
the Thunder
same.
Played Andre Roberson.
Right.
You remember the James Harden, Westbrook teams with Durant and OKC played a brother named Andre Roberson. He started every game for them. He didn't shoot the ball at all, but he started because he was 6'8", like, you know what I mean, built like Scottie Pippen, and could defend 1 through 5. He could hide Kevin Durant on defense. You don't got to guard the big perimeter on their team. I got him, KD. So that's what's happening with Lou Dort. SGA don't guard the best player. Lou Dort guards the best player. So who cares if Lou Dort's not making shots?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
We have enough scoring, but that's what we were saying, bro. We have enough scoring. We need defense.
You need defense, man. You need defense at the end of the day. So that's kind of my thing. Like, I don't when I look at this roster, I don't know Doc's coaching style and what's going on with him and how he does things. I don't know how that's gonna blend with bringing in young athletic players.
See what I'm saying?
You get what I'm saying? I don't know how that's gonna really mix with him because he doesn't coach that. Like, I think people be like, oh, you got to get younger and athletic. You also got a guy that knows how to coach younger and athletic players.
See?
You get what I'm saying? People talk about the Pacers, and I think it's a perfect marriage between the Pacers and the ownership, right, in Indiana, with the way that they built out the roster there, because they brought a lot of athletes. They brought a lot of athletes to the team, right? But when you look at Halliburton, he is, hold on, let me get this light, y'all. When you look at Halliburton, he is Luka without the shot heaviness of it. But it's the same player. He's 6'7", he's tall, guard, pass first kind of guy, can look over people. You know what I mean? It's the same system. But now he's got a guy that wants to share the ball and play defense, as opposed to a guy who wants to, kind of ball hog, share the ball when he has to and not play defense at all.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And then he uses these guys to outrun you. Like, they rip and run you. That's what they're doing to Cleveland tonight. They're ripping and running Cleveland's bigs the same way that they did us. It's the same thing. They're spreading
out the floor. It's the same formula.
Now
Kenny Atkinson is going to have to coach. Kenny Atkinson is going to have to coach now.
Exactly.
So now we'll see how good Kenny Atkinson is now, because due to what the Pacers are doing and that pace, he's going to have to change those lineups.
And Darius Garland.
And right. So we're going to have to see how good Kenny Atkinson is and how much heart Cleveland got.
Yeah. So
they in a dogfight. They're in a dogfight. I'm telling you.
It's home court from them. They took home court from one day. They're like,
right.
You don't got.
And you know how they play at their house. So Cleveland in trouble, low key.
Yeah, no, they are.
The Cleveland is in trouble, low key.
They are.
I'm not going to even hold y'all. Cleveland is in trouble.
Yeah.
They definitely in trouble. Scales, you think that we need to let Brooke and Bobby go? To be able to stay in cap.
I don't know about Bobby because we got his bird rights.
Right.
So, like, whatever we give Bobby won't even go against the cap. So that's what's kind of cool. That's what's kind of cool about the deal that Horst did with Bobby after the chip. Because you remember we were supposed to pay Bobby after the championship.
Right.
And then Bobby took a soft deal so we could go get other people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And pay other people. And his deal is back-ended where he was going to get paid right now.
Right.
But when he get paid right now, we got his bird rights. So if you give him $40 million, it doesn't affect your cap. You see what I'm saying? So what you pay Bobby right now is a hometown check. You know what I mean? It's kind of like what we was giving Bakhtiari all those years.
Yeah, but this is the thing, though. That's my problem with Dre West to say BP wants to get paid, though. That's what he gonna want a bag. I'm thinking 20-something. I'm thinking
20-something, but like I said, it don't really affect your cap because you got his bird rights.
Understood.
So it doesn't go against your cap at all. So
how long does that last? And when you sign
I think a player, because Bobby's been with us 7+ years, right? You have to hold a player for 7 years to keep their bird rights.
Hey, Dre West, hold on. We're $90 million for how long, Dre West?
What? For how long, though?
Hey, we wait for you, Dre West. Go ahead, bro.
Because Bobby's not that old, right?
Bobby's 30.
Bobby's 30. Yeah, he get 4 years. 20-something million, 4 years, 25 million. That's cool for Bobby. And I think you can move that in 2 years too. Like if the shit ain't looking right, spooky, you can move that. That's what
I said. Right? Hey, Rice said 480. I'm cool with that. That would be perfect. I don't think he gonna take that. But I'll do 484. I'll do 484.
Yeah. What a player option.
Yeah,
player option.
No, that player option be killing us. We got to get the team option.
We
got to get that player option.
Pat one.
Yeah.
If I'm I'm a manager. If I'm Bobby Portis' agent, oh baby, you giving me that player option? I need that 5 year, 20 mil then, nigga. You know what I mean? I need that 5 year 20. Come on now. That's what I'm gonna say in the negotiations, Amara. I'm gonna be like, hey, Mr. Logic, you gave Connington a player option.
Yo.
He don't do half of what I do, brother.
Hey
He gonna
Dre,
do half of what
is
Bobby
you
did.
pay? Hey, y'all in the chat, are y'all paying 4 years, $80 million? Let me see in the chat, yes or no. 4 years, $80 million
4
for
years with the
Bobby.
player option.
Okay, then after that, what are we paying KPJ and Gary Trent Jr. because we letting Brooke go? So what are we paying them? They both got to get over 10 million. We know that.
So I had seen somebody say about the mid level for Gary Trent, that ain't gonna work because he gonna want more than what our mid level gonna be. He gonna want more than that. I think you almost got to give him Brooke money. Brooke was making like what, 27 million, 28 million or something?
23.
23. Yeah, I think you got to get dog. He got to get Buddy like 24, 25. Because look, this is the scary part about people like him. He go sign a 1-year deal with your op. Now what?
It's a problem. That's a problem.
He go sign a 1-year deal with the Pacers. And now he's spotting up for Tyrese Halliburton on fast breaks.
Right.
Yeah, 1-year deal with the Cavs or something. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I think you got to pay Trent.
I think he the first one. I almost say over Kevin Porter Jr. to an extent.
Yeah, you got to pay him over KPJ. Absolutely. Because I think you pay Trent, and Trent has to be a starter next year.
Oh, he's our starting two moving forward. He has to know that
money. He has to start. He's got to work on his game. He's got to work on his defense. Like, it's got to be some commitments from him if you give him that money like that. Because that's starting shooting guard money that you're about to pay him.
Okay, they saying no mid-level exception. They saying it's 14 million. Hold on 1 second. We got our favorite op in the super
I knew it was around 13, 14 mil.
No strays, ENT, our favorite. I appreciate the $9.99 super chat. Great points, but if the Bucks win, Giannis gets all the credit. With 3 first-round exits, he has to take the blame. Drew to Boston is like when Ray Allen went to Miami. Even though we had, hold on 1 second.
Paul and KG.
Even though we had Paul and KG, it was over.
Man, I don't like you not talking to me.
Hey, no strays. That was y'all problems. This ain't Milwaukee problems. The only thing we got in common with y'all is we wear green. That's it.
I mean, you know, they about to run into some financial issues.
Oh yeah, that's coming now. So that's why he's slowly converted to a Bucks fan, because he know they about to blow it up in Boston. They about to blow it up in Boston, bro. They gotta blow it up, sir. It's almost a wrap.
Enjoy it while it lasts, my brother.
Right, that's it. That's it. Just enjoy it while it lasts.
I'm gonna tell him enjoy it because it's gonna get spooky.
Right. It's gotta get spooky. There's no way it can't get spooky.
Nah, you can't keep that team together like that, man. It's impossible.
So Mr. Cool said Porter Jr. value is not that great. People are still leery of Porter Jr. I can believe that.
I'm agreeing with Mr. Cool. I don't think if he, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't see him and his agent really jumping in the market like that. I think if the Bucks make an offer to him, he's gonna take it. Like, I don't think we're gonna have to bargain or fight for him or be threatened by him getting signed by somebody else or something. He was on his way out the league. You get what I'm saying? Like, we were kind of his last stop. Yeah, right, Bleacher. We were like this was his last resort. Like, if it didn't work here, he might have been done. You get what I'm saying? So, like, I think it's gonna be a match where he agrees with whatever terms we give, pretty much. I don't think it's gonna be a long-term deal. If I was him, I would gamble on a shorter deal.
Yeah, like a 3-year.
He could ball out and get him some money. He's still that young.
Right. No, I agree with that. On you, Bleacher. How you feel about all that, Bleacher?
Man, like, I feel we're gonna keep Kevin Porter Jr. Kevin Porter Jr. got a player option. I think Jeff just said that Kevin Porter.
Yeah, he got a player option.
Yeah, play after 2.4 million, but he's gonna opt out of that because
he's gonna opt out of that because he can get more than that from us.
Yeah, so he'll opt out. But overall, it's got to figure out. You know, Brooks gonna be off the book. That's 25 mil right there, books, and then they got to figure out that the bird right with Bobby really like changed my thought a little bit, because now they can just sign him a deal and not have to worry about Ari getting affected that much with that. So I'll just get some players here and there. I'll try to add another big, a cheap big that can just move their feet. That's all we need. We don't really need him to do too much. I mean, and then like Sims been good for us. If we get a full year, I think he just need more time.
Well, we have to re-sign. Sims is a free agent. We have to re-sign Sims.
Yeah.
I think he'll sign back.
I think he'll sign back, but I think he's more of a risk. Yeah, getting snatched off the market than Porter Jr. is, because a mobile big, People will spend money on that right now.
Yeah, they'll jump out the window actually for that. That is scary. Yeah, they'll jump out. Yeah, I agree because obviously the Knicks weren't using him and he has some talent. So yeah,
exactly. Like the Lakers gonna be thirsty for a big mobile big.
Yeah.
They'll throw some money at somebody young with some, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
With a huge upside, and Sims has a nice upside. So
I agree. I agree. Go ahead, VP.
Yeah, because like what all week, I've been feeling like when the Bucks lost, I like get ready Giannis, and then when the Lakers lose, oh, we're gonna do it for LeBron James and all that stuff. I'm like, we know where all that comes. The Bucks just need to just like I just stayed off the TV. I ain't listening to anything. I know Anton's been on my tail. Like Thomas, stop watching that stuff. Don't be listening to that stuff. I've been trying. I didn't listen to that because I knew what they're going. But man, shout out to you, man. You got $50.
Hold on, let me get Miss Robert Walker Murphy. Thank you, man. Robert Walker Murphy with the $50 super chat. Get the likes up, friends and family. Shout out to you, man, with the $50 super chat. Just wanted to say, great job providing awesome content all season. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Appreciate you, Miss Robert Walker Murphy, with the $50 super chat to friends and family. Thank you, man. Please get the likes up for Robert Walker Murphy. Thank you, man. Thank you.
I don't think.
Scales moved himself. Let me just move these screens around real quick. Hold on 1 second. Let me just move this around. All right, and then let's see. Move Scales here. All right, there we go.
Okay. No, but this, like I said, just what the Bucks guys just do is just take their time, but they really need to talk to Doc. That's what I feel like they need to do. They got to talk to Doc to make sure that he know what he's doing because enough is enough. We can't be messing around anymore with all these, guys doing 40 minutes a game and you don't have a plan for other stuff. And I know Gibson just like, I don't want to hear none of that stuff. I don't want to hear none. But like, but I understand.
Hold on 1 second. But hey, Scales, tap back in when you get a chance, bro. Salute. Appreciate you, Scales. Go ahead, VP.
They just need to really just get some players. You don't have to break the bank. That's the one thing that I think people gotta understand, that the Bucks don't need to break a bank because with the rosters going on right now, we just talked about earlier, and they're limiting teams to getting all these players now. It's really no excuse to have some players there that can just play on minimum deals that can play hard for you, and I think that's what the problem for the Bucks now. Because now it's no excuse. It's just no excuse anymore at that point. You got to make sure you have these guys ready, and I think at this point now, after this new CBA, players ain't gonna get played like that anymore. Like they're gonna not overpay these players. Unless the salary cap go up a little bit more, like 20 mil, 30 mil every year, you're not gonna see these players getting more than 60 million. So it's not gonna be happening anymore. Yes, they're gonna probably get the record breaking deals, but when you get those deals, you realize that some teams can't keep you at that point anymore because sorry. So that's why just like I said, you gotta construct better players and better deals, And then that's another thing that I want to get on Horst, because you know how me and you always get on him. He can't draft very good. You can't.
Right.
He get good players, but he don't know how to keep them, or you didn't get rid of them before they're getting good. That has to stop. You have to do a better job of drafting players, and just think about it. He didn't draft Giannis. It was John Hammond that John.
Right.
So you got anybody in chat. What was his best player he ever drafted for the team? Like, think about it. Who he drafted that was really.
Well, we could just say recently the AJ Green was a solid draft. Andre Jackson Jr. a solid draft pick. We think AJ Johnson would have been a solid draft pick. Khris Livingston, we'll see. So I think of the last 2 years, he's been okay. He's been solid. I think the last 2 years.
Yeah, I'll give him that. He's just got to do a bit. Like, they gave to us. The owners gave him extension, and the reason why they gave him extension because they feel like, you know what, we need to keep this together. You're gonna be the man for Giannis here. So that's pretty much what the owner is pretty much saying to Jon Horst. You're gonna be the guy to keep Giannis here. You need to put players around them. I know what happened to Dame. Fine, but you
Right.
got to. They'll talk about even maybe getting rid of Dame at that point because that was the rumors and stories I heard. But at the same time, Giannis is just they're not doing it. They'd rather make him tell them to get rid of him for him to go. That's what they're
I
going to do.
respect that.
They're not doing it. That's what they said that they would rather have him tell them. So the Bucks ain't not being a bad guy here. They're gonna ride him till the wheels come off, and they're gonna keep on doing it. So I know how we all been all week been like, oh, Giannis gotta go to this team, or this team, or this team. It's too much hassle at that point when you know you gotta trade all
Fair,
these
Jeff.
players, and it's
That's
not
true.
gonna. If you go somewhere else, he doesn't really have players on the team because all the players gone that he thought he gonna play with. So it's really not worth it. It is not worth it. You just gotta construct this team better, and he got coached better. I said if Doc is not gonna willing to change his ways and not try to actually work with these players, he has to go. I'd rather give him a talk like, look, what is these stories I'm hearing about that you ain't actually practice these players? And if he's saying that y'all there,
Hey, you see this from Ryan Love? He been bringing in the numbers, bro. We got a $7.2 million trade exception. We can send out a pick and take a backup player. So that gives us some flexibility as well.
I like that too.
Shout out to Ryan Love. Salute.
I like that. I like that. So other than that, I mean, I'm like I said, I'm upset that this has been the last 3 years they've been knocked out of the playoffs, but then see now the Pacers playing tonight, and not surprised again because we saw this all playoffs. They do
Right.
their thing. We need to have an identity besides just Giannis, and that's the problem. We need identity. We need to have
We just
construction.
need to start forming good habits. This team has a lot of bad habits. They've had bad habits since the Mike Budenholzer regime. We have to get rid and exile this drop coverage. That can no longer be used in the NBA. The drop coverage has to be gone. We have to figure out if we're a team that's going to switch or if we're a team that's going to fight over screens defensively and how we're going to go about addressing defending the 3-point line. Those are things we're gonna have to address. Being fundamentally sound, good passing, rebounding, boxing out, hustling for loose balls. We need to do all the little things we need to work on first. We're just not we just don't look like a well functioning basketball team or organization. We just look like a whole bunch of stuff was put together and just try to make it work without. We need to put the right pieces together when we're assembling this meal. And I think that's what Jon Horst is going to have to do this offseason. Make sure we got the right pieces together to maximize the back end of Giannis's career. And that's just 100% fact.
But it's up to us to be on Jon Horst. It's up to us. I will be on him. If you try to do all that messed up stuff, we'd be like, you know what? We're gonna be getting we're not gonna allow you just to we want to get this player or not get a player that should be on this team because it's just
Facts,
we don't
Jeff.
want to waste it. We just don't want these years being wasted to not even try to get close back to the playoffs or try to win a championship. But I mean, it's gonna take time. I mean, I know it's gonna take time because it's just that a franchise just gonna understand they can't just get anybody or just do anything they want, and
Right.
they not get some results that the team need to do. So, I mean, it sucks that we're not in the playoffs anymore. It sucks the last 3 years the team been bounced out of the first round. It just sucks that we had to let players go because we keep trying to not blame or what the coaching should have been doing. You know, it's always last 3 years it's been coaching. In my opinion, last 3 years we lost because it was just bad coaching and just not having the right players in there or doing the things or not adjusting. It's just been the last 3 years of it. It just sucks. So
And that's why we got to take this. This got to be the last of this. We got to really, Doc has to really buckle down this offseason and get his head out his butt. And Jon Horst they need to have one of their best coaching jobs, GM jobs ever to bring this team back from where they were. Like it's just what it is. We have to find a way.
gotta be a way. I just don't.
Shout out to Ross said they be trying to look like they at the Rucker. They try to look like something. They not trying to look like no champions though. The way they been playing though. But I'm gonna get up out of here in a minute. What's your last words though, Bleacher?
I'm I'm kind of happy that this season's over with because it's been really stressful on everybody. So
Right.
it's just very stressful. I'm glad it's over for this point that we had to. Nobody else got hurt, but shout out to Dame. Hope he gets his rehab okay.
Dollar.
And I'm praying for him. And I just want everybody to just enjoy this off season. I mean, just enjoy it, and then we'll be back. And for you Wisconsin fans, just get ready for football season.
Right.
I don't want to talk about baseball. I don't care about baseball, but I'll be here talking to Amber about football when the days comes.
Absolutely. And we, you know what, I'm gonna cover the finals too, and probably the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, I'll be around.
Yeah. So just so y'all know, hey, friends and family, I'm gonna be covering the Eastern Conference Finals and the Finals for sure. Won't be covering the West. I don't really care about the West. I care about the East because that's what impacts us directly. So when the Eastern Conference Finals start, I'm gonna start going live after those games and after all the finals games, and we'll probably have some lives in between of any Bucks information comes out or any new Packer news. Will be going live, but we'll figure it out, y'all. We'll go live just to touch base, see what's going on, keep in touch with friends and family. Y'all know how we do. Well, go ahead, VP.
And shout out to your channel. You keep rising, bro.
trying, bro. Just trying to put in the work, dropping these shorts, going live, just trying to keep the content fresh and entertaining. If I see that y'all had a slick little minute, I try to put it out there for the people. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the community and uplifting the community. You know what I'm saying? Let everybody's voice be heard and be seen. That's what it's all about here. We building this great community together, and I appreciate everybody that keep tapping in and the channel growing, and just how respectful everybody is in the chat. Just the maturity level. I go to other people's chats. It's all types of wild business going on. So I appreciate how everybody respects the platform. Even new people to join, just how everybody's respectful, the cohesiveness is here. Like, this is something special that's growing here. I hope people understand this is something that's special that we building here, and this impact is being felt. I'm telling you, we are one of the big dogs in this Bucks community. I'm telling y'all, 100%. We are some of the big dogs in this Bucks community, and we gonna be the biggest one out here, and we headed in the right direction. Look at the knowledge in the chat. You know what I'm saying? From the Robert Walker Murphys to the Tishes to the Dre Wests to the Scales to Jeff Riley's. Just look at the knowledge in this chat. Jimmy Roller, you got the No Strays with the comedy. You got Gibson go fight. It's just so many great personalities and so many different things that people bring to the table. It just makes this fire. Makes it fire. Little boy mommy always dropping gems in there. Oliver Story. So many of y'all. So many smart people in one location. Talking this Bucks talk. Well, go ahead, VP, before we get up out of here.
And shout out to the chat again. We have a disagreement. We talk about it. I love that's the part that gets me.
Not everybody agrees, but we're able to have a fair debate, a respectful debate. Chitty might be on here, don't like what somebody, a Jimmy Roller might not like what so-and-so say. They go back, but it's always respectful. That's what make it dope. It's diversity, but respectful. You know what I'm saying? And I just really like it. I look forward to going live. That's why I can go 2 hours right now. It just seemed like it was 20 minutes. Like, real talk.
And that's why
I really enjoy it.
And for you, because you bring us together, man.
Right. And that's what it is. But that's my background, man. My people is all about community. You know what I'm saying? Everybody together. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm from. So that's just how I do, bro. But appreciate you, Bleacher. Let me get out of here and walk this dog here in a minute. Appreciate you. I'll hit you up later, Bleacher. You know what it is. All right, bro. Shout out to Bleacher. All right. Let me get the homie Brandon in here before we get up out of here. Hey, what up, Mr. Washington? I see you in the chat, bro. Yeah, what's good? I don't know. I thought I saw Hoyt Street E earlier. What's good to you too, bro? And Ryan Love, hey, you got to start tapping into live more too, bro. You always be in the chat. Appreciate you, but you being here dropping the numbers. You and Pass, hey, I'm going to be looking to y'all for all the stats and the numbers. You and Pass be coming through with them numbers. If Cynthia and Patricia ain't around, hey, Pass and Ryan, I'm going to need y'all with them numbers. Otherwise, I know Cynthia and Patricia, hey, queens of the chat, stay with the numbers. Hey, they stay with the numbers. Shout out to the queens of the chat. Yeah. All right, Brandon, what you got to say before we get up out of here, bro?
What up?
What up?
What up, my family friends, my Packer Nation? We're good, y'all. Hey,
Appreciate you, Jeff.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to all of y'all. I appreciate everyone that accepted me into this family. I appreciate that. Even though even though even though I be cracking out sometimes, but sometimes do disagree, sometimes agree or disagree.
Right.
That's to all y'all, I appreciate
Shout out
it.
to Brandon.
I love y'all, no matter what though.
Right. Straight up.
Uh,
Hold on, let me get Jimmy Roller super chat before you get into it. Hold on 1 second. My boy Jimmy Roller was good. Jimmy Roller been around for a grip too. Jimmy Roller, appreciate the $7.99 super chat. Global, not local. They already know, bro. It's from all over the world be in the chat. I mean, Sweden, Thailand, Greece. I mean, everywhere. Australia. It's crazy. We are definitely global. That is 100%. 100%. And shout out to some of y'all, I ain't gonna say y'all names, that be hitting my DMs and Instagram when y'all be out of the country and sending pics. I think that's dope. Continue doing that. I think that's dope to y'all to do that. Some of the, I ain't gonna put nobody business, but some of these cats, they be traveling and they sending the pics. I'm like, I feel you. I like it. I like it. Just continue doing that. That's motivation, y'all. I like it. Go ahead. Go ahead there, sir. Go ahead, Brandon.
it's all good. Hey, I think I was I agree with everybody saying it's gifted. Gail, Wine Love,
All right.
Daniel, BB.
All right.
I I think this book team plays a emotional ride because I think we need to calm down, take a thing, figure out things what we can do.
Right.
I think if we're gonna bring Doc in back, we need to have that defensive minded coach.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind taking Rondo as the head coach,
Same. That's what I'm on.
but I think I need to get it to Buccaneers fans, Buccaneers fans. I wouldn't mind having Rondo as a coaching staff.
Right.
And that boy Ryan Love, doing some fact, I listen to his fact though. I agree. Because if we're gonna pay some players, we need to get under the salary cap. All that
Right.
salary cap. If we can walk, let Brook go. We can get my back go. That means we had the money.
Right.
So we can keep all young guys and get rid of all these dead weight.
Right. Hold on 1 second, Brandon. 1 second. Let me just get hold on. I saw Mr. Cool. Mr. Cool said, I'm coming to Milwaukee next Saturday. I'm receiving an award from a church. Salute, Mr. Cool. Congratulations. Just want to make sure we shout out Mr. Cool for that award. Salute,
My,
Mr. Cool.
the way I connect to you, I bother you.
Right. Salute, Mr. Cool. Go ahead. Go ahead, Brady, before we get up out of here.
Hey, first of all, I think there's some things he's going to clean up in this off season. I think we need to start with Kevin Port, not Kevin Port Jr. And get if we sign them, that means Kevin Jr. is going to be started next season for it.
Right.
Because I think we got a lot of money off the table. I think Giannis and the GM, Jon Horst, gonna make something happen. And, we're gonna take one step at a time, though. We're gonna take one step at a time. So I think no matter what happens, in the off season, we we look back at this. Think about we made we made some good trade
Right.
in the season. I think bring the top back. Doc had to get some defensive minded coaching.
Doc needs
So
to let the offensive coaches do their thing and the defensive coaches do their thing, and we need to get the right pieces in here around Giannis. Otherwise, it's going to be a rinse and repeat. Go ahead, Brandon. Finish up, Brandon.
we need to have Ryder in the coaching staff on
Yeah.
the team.
Yep.
So to move to my birthday family friend, to move to my back nation, we're gonna visit. We're
Right.
gonna be back in the mountaintop.
There we go.
No more, no worries, y'all.
All right.
We're gonna fix this. We're gonna be right back in the mountaintop.
There we go. All
With
right,
the same,
Brandon.
same buddy. Like I put in the community post. This thing, this thing, this thing going, this all right.
All right.
Going.
There we go.
Move to my back nation friend. To you I am. I
Appreciate
appreciate
you.
you giving me the platform
Absolutely, bro.
to let y'all get your
Don't worry. We be going live very soon. We got you. All right, bro.
we gonna be with God's support, we're gonna be up there.
Right.
Next season, hey, we're taking one step at a time, y'all. I got y'all. Hey, I love y'all. Let's keep it, keep it going. Let's keep it going.
Appreciate you,
Okay?
Brandon. All right,
Forget what?
Brandon.
I love y'all.
All right.
Taking one step at a time, y'all.
All right, Brandon. Go.
All
All right, Brandon. Salute to Brandon. All right, y'all. We gonna get up out of here. I appreciate all y'all tapping in on this 2 hour live to talk about the Bucks and expectations in the off season and kind of the culmination of this past season and postseason. Again, a great year for the Bucks, considering everything that happened and all the ups and downs and injuries and major trades. Getting rid of Middleton, bringing in Kuzma, getting KPJ. There was a lot of change, and I'm hoping we can get some continuity going in the offseason so we can come back stronger this coming season. And I hope Dame can make 100% recovery from his Achilles. And again, like I was telling friends and family, I will be covering for sure the finals and the Eastern Conference Finals. And if there's any game sevens or like that, I'll probably cover that as well. And be having some lives in between just to talk Bucks news or if anything else comes up or regarding the Packers as well. Going to try to broaden the scope of the channel and trying to do some more general sports, especially during the downtime of Bucks not being available. So appreciate y'all tapping in. Please keep those notifications on. We'll definitely still be consistent content, still be doing lives. And we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna broaden things out a little bit. I think y'all gonna like some of the topics that we have coming up for some of uh the general sports topics discussions. We're gonna have top 10 forwards all time. We're gonna make some stuff shake. Y'all just stay tuned. Appreciate all y'all tapping in. This great community is building. I think I'm like at 3,500 subs or something like that, which is crazy. Salute to friends and family. We've come a long way, and I just appreciate all of the support. I'm gonna continue to grind and produce quality content for all the people, for the global Bucks community here, giving y'all the best audio visuals that I can provide for this community because I want everything to be top notch for y'all. It's much love, much respect to all of y'all. Scales, appreciate you tapping in today. Gibson Nicholas, appreciate you tapping in. Ryan Love, definitely appreciate you tapping in. The VP, all y'all tapping in, appreciate it. We gonna keep this thing going. Stay tuned, and we gonna be going live. We just might not be talking Bucks as much with unless something happen, but we're gonna still be talking sports. So stay tuned, y'all. We about to broaden the scope of this thing, y'all. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the electrifying content. You know I can't stay away from y'all too long. Y'all really like my community. Y'all like my spirit animal and all that. I gotta be talking to y'all every few days, damn near. Just is what it is. Comment, like, subscribe, share the electrifying content. Go.